From Amite High School in Amite City, Louisiana, Crescent City Sports is proud to bring you Louisiana High School playoff football. Tonight it's a quarterfinal matchup in Class 2A as the top-seeded and unbeaten Manny Tigers pay a visit to the 9th-seeded Amite Warriors. Hi again, everybody. Lenny Van Gilder along with Wade Kaiser. Pleased to be coming to you tonight from Tangipahoa Parish in what should be an outstanding matchup. Wade, let's start off by looking at the bracket in Class 2A. And Manny there at the top, what this doesn't tell you is Manny has not played a game to get to this point. Both of their games have been COVID-related forfeits to advance them all the way into the quarterfinals. And now they've got to face an Amite team who has played the last 2 weeks. You see the rest of the bracket there. General Trask and St. Helena will play the winner of this one of those two teams. Loreauville and Kinder tonight. You already see Mangum played last night, and they are through to the semifinals. But before we look at the teams themselves, Wade, Manny having not played now in 3 weeks going into tonight.
Right.
How do you see that impacting things as from a coach perspective? You're used to maybe getting a bye at some point, but effectively a double bye now.
Right.
How does that impact things?
Well, they should be well. I mean,
yeah,
he should have all the guys back that have been knocked up and banged up and everything, and the bruises and the bumps and the sprains should all be pretty healed up. With the 2 weeks off. But the thing I would be worried from the coach would be just the timing factor. You can do it all in practice, but practice can't simulate the speed that you're going to see here tonight from the Amite Warriors, and you're trying to simulate it the best you can. You just don't know if you can hold up to the task because your timing could possibly be off, and that's going to be the big issue.
Right, and Jess Curtis, the Manny head coach, said that they had a simulated game last Friday night when they realized late in the week that they were not going to play South Plaquemines. So that's, you at least have something like that to help get you ready. But you're right, it's not live bullets to go out there and face somebody. And this is a pretty tough challenge. You have to come on the road, a 4.5-hour drive to play Amite, and you wonder why. Well, you're saying this is Manny's first game. Those forfeits do count as home games, so they count as wins.
Correct.
So they count as home games. So Amite getting ready to take the field here, but that's not the only thing about this game. We're going to see a contrasted styles this evening. Manny is a very physical team that wants to really ground and pound. They're a team that averages more than 350 yards on the ground. Amite's going to look to spread things out and be, try to out-athlete you and get those athletes in space. So
that's going to be a huge difference tonight. The thing about Amite, who scores 31 points a game coming in too, they're going to try to match their athletes up, like you said, in a vertical as well as a horizontal game. So it's going to be interesting to see how Manny, who is a bump and bruising team, who's going to run it downhill at you and be physical on defense, how they're going to try to handle and match up with that speed of Amite.
We're getting a fireworks show here as well. Pregame at Amite is now. Manny will start to take the field. Looks like a few of their players out there. That's not their entire roster. Here come the rest of the Tigers now, as they will assemble on the far sideline as we get ready for this Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. So what are the things that you look for to see who's winning in such a contrast in styles? Is it something statistically, or is it just a matter of what we see on the scoreboard at the end of the night?
Well, I think time of possession has something to do with it.
Sure.
If you're controlling the ball and you're playing physical and you're bumping and bruising on the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage, that means you're probably going to hold on to the football more than the other team. And then if there's a lot of 3-and-outs, drop passes, things of that nature, then the spread game and everything that's trying to go vertical and horizontal just might, can end up being your nemesis if you're dropping passes or having a lot of incompletes.
Number 55 for the Warriors.
Our national anthem from Amite.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's stars through perilous fight for the ramparts we won. Were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem from Amite, Louisiana, where we are just moments away from kickoff in this Class 2A quarterfinal as Manny faces Amite. These are two teams that know what it's all about to get deep into the playoffs. Now, you look at their histories, you see those kind of things. For Amite, it's their 8th straight year reaching the quarterfinals. And a win tonight for Manny, it would be their 5th straight year in the semifinals. You know, and they've got, state championships to their credit. Just Amite's got 5. You look at Manny's history. Manny was in the Dome a year ago,
Right.
where they lost in the finals. Won the championship in 14, lost in the finals in 13, got to the semis in 16, 17, and 18, and got beat in the semis as a number 1 seed in both 2016 and 2018, and they are back in that envious number 1 spot as they begin the 2020 playoffs, the last of the 200 or plus so teams that reach the playoffs in Louisiana to actually take the field, and we'll obviously watch that early. Our coin toss going on at the center of the field. Tonight's officiating crew is assigned from the Monroe Association. Of course, you always have neutral officials in the playoffs.
Well, you're talking about the history, both of these teams. I mean, they're storied. I mean, Amite, has definitely, if you walk through their schools, you have a storied athletic tradition. And then same way at Manny, who has in the past years kind of carved out their niche up in kind of northwest Louisiana or north central Louisiana, I guess you would say, in that area.
Amite won the toss and took the football. So. So we get set as the officials go through their final instructions. A 5-man crew working tonight. So we'll see the Amite offense to get things started. Check that, a 6-man crew here tonight. We've seen them all. We've seen 5, 6, and 7 already in 3 weeks of the playoffs, Wade. So I guess
right.
It
all depends on how many calls your association gets and how many they can field on that night to make sure that they can put the quality crews out that need to be put out in this quarterfinal week, as well as a semifinal week in the select division. So depending on your association, they'll tell the assignment secretaries out of Baton Rouge and the LHSAA exactly what they can give them, and they'll go with 5, 6, or 7.
There you go. So we get set to get this one underway, as it'll be Trotter La Follette will kick off. Black headgear, white jerseys, black pants, very clean look. See Amite in all purple this evening. Take a short approach on this one, just a 2-step kick. It's a squib kick. They're going to keep it away from some of those outstanding return men. This is David Selders trying to get to the outside. Selders will get it out to the 39-yard line, and that's where Amite will begin their first possession.
You're going to see spread formations. You're going to see 2 receivers to each side. You'll see trips to one side, wide receiver out to the other opposite side, 1 backfield, 10 personnel or sometimes 11 personnel if you want to call it by personnel groupings. And, John Walker, their quarterback, has had a nice season coming in so far this year.
Senior leads this team. He's got juniors and seniors around him in the skill positions. They will open with Earl Jackson at what they call the F-back. It's their single setback. They're going deep on first down. Got a man deep. He is gone for the touchdown on the first play of the game. It's Burrell Merity, 61 yards.
Well, right out the gate, Amite goes on top right there. They take the top off the coverage, and they hit Burrell Merity on a straight go route. Trying to defend that was Isaac Davis. Take a look at it again on our replay. You're going to see nothing but a streak route. Manny's going to bring a blitz out of their 8-man front right there. Almost get to it, but Walker puts the ball right on the numbers, and they jump up on top on the first play of the game.
We talked about athletes in space. They got one-on-one out there on their best receiver, Merity, who is getting some attention from the recruits. We got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Amite. So is this going to be on the extra point, or is this going to be on the kickoff? We'll see.
Well, they're gonna have the option.
And my thought is you try to get the 15 yards of field position, although obviously if you do back them up here, it makes it very difficult on a 35-yard extra point. But they will kick it here.
They will kick it. Looks like they're going to take it on the kickoff.
Which is going to give you a chance to get some field position as well.
That's correct.
So this will be Malik Felder who will handle the kicking duties. Merity. It's good. So let's see if we can get another look at that touchdown. Just coming 17 seconds into this game, Wade.
Well, in instances like that, you'll take a look at it. You'll see a straight go route out there by Merity, and Walker puts the ball right on the numbers with the defender right in his face.
Having some issues there with it.
Right, but it was a perfect throw, and I'm telling you, Coach Powell probably told his kids right as they were coming out on the field, "Hey, we're going deep on the first play.
There you go.
Just get ready for it." And they love to hear stuff like that.
And knowing you want to do that probably helps suggest why you took the football to start the game.
No doubt. I mean, that's part of it. And you get your kids kind of pumped up, and right away you're going to try to set the precedent that we are going to try to blow the top off your coverage all night. And they have the people to do it. Amite brought 3 on a blitz right there. So they actually brought 7 people. And they almost got home, but the ball was out and gone, and it was right on the money. Great throw by John Walker.
So Felder will have to kick this away from the 25-yard line, and the return team is up as well, and that is Tackett Curtis, the nephew of head coach Jess Curtis, who is the deep man in the middle. It's going to go towards one sideline. They're going to let it hit. It's going to be fumbled. Now Curtis is going to pick it up, trying to get around to the edge. He's going to outrun one man. Here comes a flag in late, and this is going to push Manny back in all likelihood to start this. I don't know if that was a blindside block on that return when Curtis tried to go around the other way, but it was. I saw it happen, and it was late to come out if that was the case, Wade.
Well, if it was a blindside block, I'm going to have to disagree. I thought it was a great block. That's what they're calling a blindside block, where he was blocking against the flow of the play. And, okay. I thought it was a great shoulder block, and I thought, by textbook rule, the flag should probably have been thrown out. But I think that's something that, it's got to get looked at. I mean, that's. Oh.
So this is going to pin Manny back. You figured they were going to get really good field position here.
Can you tell I didn't like the call?
Well, between the kick and between how they handled it, That's
right. I mean,
got them pinned back inside their 15-yard line now.
I mean, I guess I'm from the old days. I didn't see anything wrong with the block myself.
There you go.
But here we go. All right.
So Cadillac Roan, the senior, 6'2", 191 pounds, at quarterback, pitches it on first down, and that will be name we're going to call a lot tonight. Terrence Williams, the senior running back, off the left side.
I mean, you definitely see the difference in the styles of the two offenses. Manny's going to come in with two running backs, sometimes two tight ends. Most of the time, one tight end, so it'd be 21 personnel or 22 personnel, and they're going to try to pound you up front with that offensive line of theirs.
See one receiver wide to the bottom of your screen. Give it away on second down and room to run this time out near the first down marker. And that is the other running back, Landon Williams, who will get it out to about the 22-yard line. It'll be make it 3rd and 1.
Both these guys come in with impressive numbers. Terrence Williams as well as Landon Williams. One's a senior, that's Terrence. One's a junior, that's Landon. Both of them come in with great numbers, and they complement each other well in that backfield. They both block for each other. You can tell there's no jealousy between who's getting the ball, and they just want to make their offense work.
So 3rd and a long one. Give it away, and I don't know, that's going to be right at the sticks. Because that was Terrence Williams on the carry. Let's see where the spot is. I think they got the first down.
Looks like they try to run inside trap right there, pull a guard, and try to trap a defensive lineman up front, and it just, it barely was successful to be able to push the sticks forward and pick up the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. At the 22-yard line, opening series for Manny. Amite ahead after scoring on the first play from scrimmage. And Roan keeps it on first down, and he will get about 5 or 6 on first down.
You want to get real technical with what type of offense Manny lines up. It's basically a wing T offense. They're going to play with one of their slot backs is going to be in a 2-by-2 formation, always off the hip of the tight end, unless they spread him out. And sometimes they'll bring the split end over, or they'll keep him away from the wing. And they're going to run a lot of wing T plays with traps and sweeps and tosses.
Give it away this time to Landon Williams, and out past the 35-yard line on a first down.
Buck sweep that time. Down, kick out. Give it to the backside halfback as the fullback, which was Terrence, decides to block the backside A-gap from where the sweep was. Very well executed.
So put it at the 38-yard line, second first down of this opening drive for the Manny Tigers. Going back to Landon Williams this time, and he's run down from behind after about a gain of 5.
Well, again, you're going to see the styles here. Manny's going to sit there and pound it right at. They're going to pull linemen. They're going to block down and gap block at the point of attack. They're going to pull guards and try to get kickouts on defensive linemen and create issues at the point of attack to try to put people into binds and situations to have to make decisions. And all of a sudden, there goes a running back right past you. Amite's going to line up in their 8-man front, 4 down defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and just try to also create havoc inside in the gaps to try to get some penetration.
Now we see the receiver to the top of your screen for the first time, and going back the other way is Terrence Williams for a first down.
They're running the off-tackle kick-out play or the off-tackle power where they're getting a kick-out and a wrap by the guard backside. They're running it to the weak side to take advantage of the upfield play of the defensive ends of Amite.
So just a yard shy of midfield. Manny with the 8th play of their opening drive. This is Landon Williams. Somebody lost a helmet there. It was one of the Manny offensive linemen. That was Jaden Jones, the right tackle. He will have to come out of the game for a play after Landon Williams gained a yard.
Well, controlling the clock already.
Give them 2 there.
You can see what Manny's trying to do. They're trying to make sure that the ball doesn't get back in the hands of that spread offense of Amite.
Well, keep in mind, Amite scored 17 seconds into this game, and you look at the clock now, ticking towards the 7-minute mark. Manny started this drive at their own 12-yard line, and they've grounded out here to where they are now, just crossing the Amite side of the 50-yard line. This is a quarterback keeper, spins, falling forward. That will be at the 47-yard line, a gain of 2.
They're really picking hard on those outside or defensive ends, outside linebackers of Amite. They're coming up the field and boxing, and you're getting a kick out by a guard. Here comes a kick out right there into your screen, and it's creating a running lane in there, and this time for the quarterback who fakes the halfback and spins around and comes back up into the hole created by the guard. The way Amite's going to have to attack this is not get upfield. That's one of the things they love to do, is try to penetrate, but this type of offense will hurt the penetration. 3rd and
6, possibly we'll see our first pass of the night from Cadillac Roan, who averages about 8 pass attempts per game. Nope, they'll give it away. And they've got the first down and then some behind the legs of Terrence Williams, who has done this before. There's 2-time All-State selection at running back.
There's your wing T belly play with the lead block by Landon Williams. They're going to base block right up front at the guard tackle in the B gap. They're going to leave Landon Williams up on the linebacker right there. There's your block right there on the linebacker, and look how it sprang Terrence Williams to pick up the first down.
You know, our friend, the late Rick Galey, would be loving this right now, what he's seeing. Rick knew more about the wing T than you and I knew about anything. This is Terrence Williams, who is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, so really not much doing that time, and it's 2nd down and 10.
This might be where you see your first passing play right here. Play action pass off the waggles and the X passes and things like that. What they call X passes or belly passes off the wing T is what you're going to probably see on 2nd down and 3rd down passing situations.
And we have a timeout called by Amite. That gives us a chance to tell you that Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute. At Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, each patient receives the same personalized care and innovative treatment as the professional athletes they treat every day. Get back in the game as quickly and safely as possible with the team that treats more than 30,000 athletes per year. Learn more at oxnard.org/sportsmed.
I think that's a smart timeout by Amite to try to break the rhythm of this offense as far as the way it's grounding right now on the Manny side of the field. I mean, you know, call timeout, settle your kids down, remind them of how they have to line up, how they have to play, what they have to do in order to be able to shut down the offense. Break the rhythm and try to stop the clock a little bit.
So this has been 11 plays, all runs. The drive started at 11:43, so we've covered more than half of the first quarter. So as we resume, Manny will play 2nd down and 10 from the Amite 39-yard line.
Sitting in there double tight. There's your
play action. Roan, arm was hit, and it's incomplete. It was intended for the tight end, Cooper Miller.
Waggle, double tight, looking for one of the tight ends who's in the 3rd to the play side, looking for the backside drag coming across from the backside tight end or the backside post by the wing right there. The fullback was slipping out in the flat on the waggle action. Play action pass, it was perfect time to throw it right there. They just were not very solid up front, and they had some leakage in the A-gap, which caused a problem for Roan, who couldn't get the ball off cleanly.
Keep you up to date on everything going on around the state tonight. Of course, our All-State Sugar Bowl scoreboard at CrescentCitySports.com is the best place to get all your scores. A lot of running room for Cadillac Roan. Out past the 20-yard line and a first down. So 3rd and 10, I don't know if that was a run-pass option situation there, Wade, or if that was straight run. but Roan had a lot of green grass in front of him and took it for a gain of 23.
That's a called quarterback run off a waggle action. That's waggle keep. If both guards get around the corner that clean, nobody's setting the edge out there for Amite. There should have been a corner out there setting that edge with a safety filling inside, and there was nobody there in a purple jersey.
So Manny in the red zone. Will come back this way. Williams trying to get the edge. He will. It's a touchdown. Terrence Williams from 16 yards out. He is more than familiar with crossing the goal line. He has done it plenty of times in his career. 14 times this season, 35 a year ago.
Manny runs the off-tackle buck play again, and there's nobody there to contest it. No safety to fill the alley. Linebacker had been sucked down inside, and Terrence Williams does what he knows how to do. He breaks to the outside into running areas that are uncontested, and it takes it into the end zone for the first score tonight for the Manny Tigers.
So La Follette on to try the point after. Flags before this one can get underway.
Offside.
And it is against Amite, so they will kick it from a yard or so closer. And I think they may go for two now. The kicker heading off.
Well, they move the ball to the 1.5, and Jeff Curtis probably feels that the best thing for feels the best thing to do is from the 1.5 is pound that ball in. So both teams will make personnel adjustments, get their people in there, and here we go. We got our first 2-point play of the evening.
So that short chance here from the 1.5 yard line. See if you can get a 1.5 yards on the play and take the lead. And perhaps they think this is going to be that kind of game where that point might make a difference somewhere down the line. They will run it up the gut with Terrence Williams, and he is across for two, I believe, yes.
He's across. He moves the pile with the help of that offensive line. And that offensive line of Manny's is really experienced. They've got four seniors on that offensive line who've been playing together for the past 4 years. And those guys have been doing it big time all year long this year, but also have been doing it in the playoffs for the past couple of years. So that offensive line is the kind of, I guess you would say, the anchor of what Manny is trying to do up front tonight.
So Manny goes 88 yards in 14 plays, 13 runs and 1 pass.
There's a good look at your scoring play again. You can see Williams bounces outside right there off the off-tackle G play or off-tackle buck play, if you want to call it that. And he bounces it right there, and he takes it to the end zone for the first score of the night for the Tigers.
So there's your contrast right there. We talked about which
Amite,
1 play, 61 yards, 17 seconds. Manny, 14 plays, 88 yards, 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, it's night and day. I mean, you're going to see one ground and pound. They're going to try to bang you up, beat you up, and bruise you up. The next one is going to make sure they're going to play the athletic game in space with their athletic talent. The answer is what is each one of them going to do to counter the other one to make sure that they come up with an answer to stop each of their offenses. That's going to be the chess game.
It's like another squib or possibly pooch kick. Big hop. It's fielded at about the 30-yard line and nowhere to go that time. It is much better defended by the Tigers. The second time around is not much doing for Amite on that squib kick, and they will start this possession back at the 29-yard line.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they handled the first play on the sidelines. What did they tell their corners? What did they tell their secondary right there? And are they going to make any adjustments immediately? Okay, because you're going to see Manny line up in a 3-3 front, right? And they're going to bring blitzes from all areas to try to be able to put pressure on John Walker.
Walker lines up in the gun. Jackson alongside of him. Jackson gets the football, and there's nowhere to go that time. He'll lose 2.
Run blitzes by that Manny defense puts both linebackers, Montgomery and Maxey, right into the A-gaps off of a blitz, and they bang up Earl Jackson right there with no place to go. And Earl Jackson comes in with over 375 yards rushing this season, and he's a quality running back himself. Pressure
and nowhere to go, and there's about 6 Manny Tigers in the backfield before that play is finally blown dead. A sack of John Walker back at the 19-yard line.
Manny brings the house on the blitzes and the 3-3 stack defense. Nobody picks up the blitzes, and they all get home. You can see them coming off the edge. They're coming up at the A-gaps right there. They all get home on John Walker. That time, John Walker did not have a chance to get the ball off. They were trying to hit the post route down here at the bottom, again, with Correll Meriday, who had one-on-one coverage.
But just no time for it to develop. And you can see, look, you watch how Manny lines up here, Wade. You can see it on our shot. They don't have anybody more than 6 yards back.
Right.
Everybody's up close, even their safeties.
Nobody in the middle of the field.
3rd and 20. They're going to try and go over to the top once again. It is incomplete. That was intended for R.J. Sopsher. Good coverage that time by Stanley Scott, the strong safety, but there is a flag. Let's see what this is about. It's at the 19-yard line, right where the play began.
Well, you're going to have possibly a hold or a lineman downfield.
It's going to be declined, yeah.
Right. Lineman downfield, and I think, of course...
Yeah, it is ineligible downfield, and they will...
Well, Manny's got a lot of confidence in their corners lining up man-to-man against these Amite wide receivers. Their game plan is played out right there. It's going to be bring the house, don't give them a chance to throw the football, and we feel like our athletes can match up with your athletes out here in space and play one-on-one. As you said, you noticed that nobody in the center of the field, no free safety, so that means it's zero coverage across the field.
Punt on its way. That might have been partially blocked. Didn't go very far. It's down at the 37-yard line. So great field position for Manny with 3:19 remaining here in the first quarter. After starting their first drive at the 12-yard line, they'll start this one on the plus side of the 50. Well, we have a moment. Catch up on some scores. 2 games were played last night in North Louisiana. We've got some weather coming through, and 2 schools chose to beat the weather. Neville defeating Minden 27-0 in 4A. Also in 2A, you saw when we showed you the bracket earlier, Mangum defeated Port Allen 35-19. So Mangum is through to the semifinals. They are the 2 seed, and they will be at home next week. Give it away on first down, and once again, this is Terrence Williams looking to bounce it outside. Still moving, stiff arms the defender, falls forward and gets it out past the 20 to about the 19-yard line.
Well, if we get a chance to take a look at that, I want everybody to take a look at the right guard from Manny and his kick-out block on the end right here, coming into your...
Boom.
Boom.
Oh, wow.
Was that a great block or what?
Yeah.
Braxton Ebarb, 6 foot, 212-pound guard, gets a great block, a decleater on the defensive end from Amite to allow Williams to pop that right off tackle for a huge play.
This time Williams will line up in the slot as that will be Landon Williams in the backfield. He'll get the carry on first down, got about 3.
They lull you to sleep. They're going to get a kick out here. They're going to get a seal there. They're going to run off tackle. They're going to run outside. And then they'll pop one inside the A-gaps on you. Then all of a sudden, somebody's gone for 30 or 40 yards. That's what the nature of the offense is to keep the ball moving in between the sticks, stay on schedule, and when it's time, obviously, when you get a chance, take a shot.
On 2nd and 7, coming back this way, and it's well defended that time on Terrence Williams. That was Jeremy Robertson, I believe, 44.
Yeah, Jeremy Robertson just penetrated right there. He was underneath the block. He did a great job bringing down the running back, and that was a huge loss.
Lost the yard.
Right, lost the yard. Still inside the sticks, but it takes you off schedule now.
Yeah.
Now you've got to be 3rd and long right here, and that's not one of the favorite positions that a wing T offense wants to be in.
All right. But you're probably here in a situation, although they sent 2 men out to the top of your screen, this could be 4-down territory as well. So now they'll overshift. And hang on, we got a flag coming here that will probably...
I think we've got offsides, Amite. They got drawn off.
The motion...
Correct.
The motion with the tight end shifting sides apparently drew them offside. So now it's
Now
now it's 3rd and 3, and you're right back on schedule.
Right back on schedule. 3rd and 3 looks real good now. A lot of movement, a lot of shifting. Those things, if you get caught up in all the candy, the eye candy of things, that'll have a tendency to draw you off sides. You gotta hold your water. You can't move until that ball moves. You can't get into that neutral zone.
So big play here. Need about 3. Line to make is the 9. Give it away to Landon Williams. Up the middle. That is right at the marker. Let's see where they put it down. It is a first down.
Quick hitter right into the B gap. Everybody's basing up front on that Manny offensive line. They pick up the needed yardage to move the sticks right there. Quick hitter by Landon Williams.
So this will be the 5th play of this drive. Remember, the first drive by Manny took 14 plays and covered 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Clock under a minute here in the first quarter. Landon Williams cuts it back up inside, is brought down at about the 6-yard line. That was Chris Cook, defensive lineman, in on a stop.
Chris Cook, one of the team tackle leaders for the Amite Warriors, did a nice job coming from his defensive end position, squeezing right down and tackling Landon Williams with a great tackle around the knees.
So play clock and game clock are virtually identical here right now. Let's see if they snap the football, or if they have to snap the football before we hit triple zeros. They will give it away. And it's Terrence Williams still on his feet, churning to about the 1-yard line. And there's your horn.
I got to think we've seen that play about 15 times already tonight.
Some variation of it there. You've seen a lot of things.
Right, and we're going to see that play many more times tonight. That seems to be their bread and butter, where they're trying to run it off tackle with the 2 guards pulling and a kick out with the buck action in the backfield.
12 minutes in the books. They'll make the long run from one 1-yard line to the other 1-yard line, where we will start the second quarter. Your score after 1, Manny 8, Amite 7. You are watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. So set to go here in the second quarter. Officials, the players, everyone made the long run from one 1-yard line to the other. And this will be Roan on the quarterback sneak, and I believe he got in. He did. Touchdown, Manny, and it's a 14-7 game 3 seconds into the second quarter. So we've now seen touchdowns on the first play from scrimmage in the first quarter and the first play from scrimmage in the second quarter, as Roan with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, Roan looks up, sees nobody in the A gap and nobody over the center right there. It's like easy picking. So what does he do? He just taps and goes. Gooses and goes, and they get the apex block from the guard in the center, and he runs right into the end zone.
So they were lined up to kick it the first time, an offside penalty. Then they sent the offense out, went for 2. Play is no good. It's wide left. So I guess it all kind of balances out in the end, right? We're 14-7, not the way necessarily you expect to see it happen. But
I don't think Jess Curtis kind of said it like that.
No,
you think he said that? I think
I don't.
He had another couple words, I believe.
I'm sure.
I mean, in a game like this with a high-scoring team like Amite, you need every point that you can possibly get because Amite, like we saw, the very first play of the game, going deep and scoring. So, I mean, what was impressive, though, by Manny, all right, defensively on that last series, in the 3-and-out, was they stuck with their blitzing philosophy of bringing 6, sometimes 7, maybe even 8 people with pressure and lining up and playing man coverage on really good athletes by Amite. You know, this Corell Merity, who caught the first touchdown pass there in the first play of the game for the Warriors, you know, this guy's got some serious speed, right? So you're lining up out there and I'm saying, I have no safety help across the top. We're going to play zero coverage on you all over the field. You have a lot of confidence in your DBs to get the job done. So look for Amite to exploit that and keep taking their shots.
All right, so we've seen 2 squib kicks so far. You assume they will stick with that philosophy here. Can always pooch out of this as well. Let's see. Now they'll go the other way and squib it by one man. This time it's picked up, trying to get the edge, and finally being run down. That is Dorian Batiste, the senior wide receiver. And
well, they're trying to make something happen with those squib and those pooch kicks. They just don't want to go deep to the speed that's lined up in the back there, and I don't blame them, okay? So they're going to do something weird with the ball, make it bounce around. It bounced right there, and they're hoping to come up with some sort of big play on some sort of mishandled ball, which is a good philosophy. If they're going to get down and cover, and they say, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to keep everything behind the 30, 35-yard line. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. So first quarter, Manny ran 20 plays to Amite's 4. And on first down, this is Zamir Ard, who's the leading rusher on this team with 563 yards, the junior.
Zamir Ard pounds it up inside, and he had no place to go. Keaton Montgomery steps right up and makes a tackle. Keaton Montgomery's only a sophomore, and both of these teams are playing some young kids, so the futures look really bright down for both of these teams in the next couple of years.
No doubt. Jess Curtis is really high on his freshman and sophomore classes. This is a team that's a 1 seed now. They could continue to be a high seed for years to come. And bouncing off one tackler and finally being brought down from behind. That is Tackett Curtis on the stop that time as Ard picked up about 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Well, Tackett Curtis is one of those sophomores that Jess Curtis is so high on. You can see him coming downhill from about 7 yards deep from a free safety position right there. Tackett Curtis comes in recruited by about everybody.
Yeah,
right?
and he's a sophomore, and he's basically got offers from everybody in the state already, and that's a quarterback keeper by Walker. A helmet went flying off, and we've got a flag on the play. Let's see what this is about. It's a gain of 3. It's going to be short of the first down, but let's see what the flag is all about there as Manny's nose guard, Chase Johnston, lost his helmet.
You're going to have a probably personal foul or some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct here against Amite.
Personal foul, face mask against the Warriors.
There you go. Personal foul, face mask. They could have also tacked possibly an unsportsmanlike conduct because the face mask, when you rip it off of somebody's head with intent like that, there's some unsportsmanlike going on behind the scenes.
Now, was it a live ball or a dead ball play? Because that would determine if it's 3rd or 4th down, right?
Correct. So it looks like it was a live ball
Personal
play.
foul,
so
face mask. It's staying 3rd down. Now, the play counts. They mark it because, again, it's from the spot.
Right.
So Amite will use a timeout here as it's now going to be 3rd and 16 with the ball back up at the 23-yard line. Now, what the penalty does is it gives them another down in effect. It makes it 3rd and 16 instead of what would have been 4th and 1 and a decision to make at that point. Although certainly 4th and 1, in this kind of game, you got to take advantage of every opportunity you've got because the one thing that Manny will do, obviously, we talked about how they want to get physical and ground it out and things like that. You're not going to get a lot of possessions in this game if Manny has got things going offensively.
Right. So it would have been a huge decision Coach Powell would have had to make right there on that 4th and 1. Do you give them the ball right there if you don't convert, or do you punt it away and you might not see it the rest of the second quarter?
Yeah. Gives us a chance, by the way, to tell you the Crescent City Sports Prep Football brought to you by Louisiana Dental Center, your dental home team with 19 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana. We'll see you today. Go to ladentalcenter.com to find out more. So 3rd down and 16 back at the 23-yard line. Amite's 3rd possession of the game. They went 61 yards in one play on the opening possession, and now we've got another whistle. And is this going to be a timeout, Manny? Yes, it is. So back-to-back timeouts here.
Well, I think the problem with Manny's timeout there is I don't think he had the right personnel on the field. They looked like they were going to try to get into a different coverage besides man coverage. You could see Tackett lining up back at this free safety. And I don't think they had the right guys they wanted on the field to be able to play the coverage that they had. So the defensive coordinator from Manny, Tyler Hassel, calls timeout real fast, gets his kids over there, and make sure they got the right personnel on the field.
While we have a moment, 5A quarterfinals, West Monroe leading East St. John 6-0 first quarter. That is a 10-18 matchup. Of course, East St. John knocked off John Ehret last week. Second quarter, Zachary leads Alexandria 14-7. Second quarter, Destrehan and Ruston are scoreless. That's a bit of a surprise that it's scoreless at this point. In the second quarter, Mandeville Acadiana scoreless over in the Lafayette area. So
that's a surprise, too.
Now they'll motion out the back Ard. Work empty here. Trying to take a shot down the seam, just out of the reach of his wide receiver, Javai Gilmore, who is an outstanding linebacker. He lined up that time at tight end, tried to get him going on a seam route, and just a little bit overthrown, Wade.
By going to their empty formation right there, it forced Manny into man coverage. Johnny on the spot was Ty Singleton with great coverage right there on the tight end, who had just a step, but Singleton does a nice job getting his hands in there and raking the ball away, and it's going to force a punting situation now for Amite.
So the punting unit on for Amite. Two straight 3-and-outs here after that score on the first play of the game. This one a much better kick than what we saw the first time, although it's not going to take a very good bounce. It just kicks out of bounds, might have even taken a little bit of a Manny bounce, and they will take over at the 47-yard line.
Manny right back in business on their side of the field again with that grounded, pounded wing T offense that they like to line up in. One of the things that Amite needs to do, and hopefully they made the adjustment on the sidelines, is they need to stop penetrating upfield very hard with those defensive ends. Those defensive ends need to squeeze the down blocks, allow the linebackers to scrape off the squeezes, and be able to not allow those guards get the kickouts on those ends, which is creating the running lanes for the running backs of Manny.
So 2 backs behind Roan. Give it away to Terrence Williams, and he is out near the 40 and still churning. Will fall forward to about the 38-yard line, a gain of 9.
Again, running the buck action again to the weak side, away from the end-over formation of Manny. Getting a kick out on the outside linebacker right there and digging the buck sweep action right upfield for a nice pickup, just tearing it up. But they got a flag. I think it's coming back.
This may come back. Was a 9-yard gain, but it's going to get wiped out here. Wait for the mark-off. And it's going to be 15 yards. And that looks like a chop block there, Wade?
Yeah, I think that's somebody had set somebody up top, and they cleaned them up down low. And they're going to call that every time. Chop block, 15 yards, personal foul. See if we can see it on the replay.
So 1st and 25 now. A long way to go here. Quarterback will keep around the left side. He's got room to run. Midfield, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and they'll actually mark it back at the 48, it looks like. Let's see. One at the 47, the other one at about the 48. Looks like the far side linesman's going to win that one, and he'll put it down at the 48-yard line, a gain of 14.
We saw that play earlier in the first quarter by Cadillac Roan. They run the waggle action, get the 2 guards out in front of him, but it's not play action pass. He just keeps it for the sweep. Look at the 2 guards get right out there. There's one, there's the other, and he gets onto the edge and holds onto that ball right there with a good hit. Gets back to the original, almost to the original line of scrimmage with the sticks.
So 1st and 25 turns into 2nd and 11. Looked like it was a little bit of a busted play in the backfield there, but London Williams managed to get 3 out of it. Was that just a miscommunication that time in terms of the action?
No, the action was sweep out of double wing formation, so Landon Williams comes around off of the motion. All right, they have to put him in motion, and it's motion upon sound, so he leaves on a certain sound in the count, takes off, and he gets the ball at a certain point in order to be able to execute the sweep opposite that side he was lining up on. I know that all sounds technical, but they had to get him back to a balanced formation. That's what the motion did.
So the line to make here is the 37-yard line. Play action, or at least a fake run action, and it's a quarterback keeper all the way around the right side, and Cadillac Roan has arguably been the most effective member of this Manny running game thus far. He gets 13 and a first down.
There's your waggle action again. Both guards coming into your picture right there. They fake the sweep one way, bring the guards the opposite way. In football terms, that's waggle. Roan keeps the ball on the edge. There's no corner out there by Amite to set up and stop or set the edge for their defense. They can run that all day.
Roan already with 59 yards rushing in this game on just 6 carries.
And you know what? He can run that all day unless Manny's going to decide to come up and set the edge.
2 in the backfield behind Roan. Terrence Williams off the left side will get about 4.5.
You know, that's turning into a short buck sweep or off-tackle sweep right there. Get the kick out again on the outside linebacker, and he gets up inside. Terrence Williams does and gets a nice pickup now, 3 and 4. They can 3 and 4 you to death unless you're going to do something to squeeze off the kick-out blocks of the guards.
So call it 2nd and 5. The ball at the 27-yard line. Manny has scored on each of its first 2 possessions tonight. On the move again here. That was just a short toss that time. And still on his feet is Landon Williams, and he is in for the touchdown. Williams, 27 yards, but hold everything. There's a flag down at the 29-yard line.
Correll Merriday had an angle on him from his safety position, but just couldn't bring down Landon Williams.
There's a player down. Take that back. I thought I saw a flag back at the 29-yard line. That is maybe a towel of some kind.
I think that's a towel that's down. I see what you're looking at right there, the 29-yard. Looks like a towel that came off one of the players. In fact, coming over to pick it up is number 42. So it's number 42's towel.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. He came
maybe
over to check
it. Maybe he thought it was.
That's what we thought was the penalty, but he takes the short toss, Landon Williams does, and just scoots all the way into the end zone. And Merriday had an angle on him, but just couldn't bring him down.
Joseph Taylor, the senior DB, is the injured player. He's up on his own power.
Right. It's good to see that.
So 5 plays, 47 yards. And that took 3 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock. And keep in mind, the first play of the drive, they got penalized 15 yards for a chop block. So they really had to go 62 yards in 5 plays.
Well, the guy that set that whole drive up was on 2 runs, Cadillac Roan, who gets out on the edge on the waggle action and just picks up 2 huge chunks 14 plays, right?
14 on 1st and 25 and then 13 on 3rd and 8. And then 2 plays later, it is Landon Williams from 27 yards out for the score. Point after on the way. That's a much better looking kick, and that is through. And with 7:06 remaining here in the second quarter, your new score is Manny 21 and Amite 7. While we have a moment, Wade, let's check in on some of the other games going on. When we're down to this point now, it's semifinals on the select side, quarterfinals on the non-select side. So 2 games played last night. We've got 25 games other than this one. being played tonight. We updated you in 5A. Division I semifinals, Curtis and Byrd in a rainy Shreveport, no score second quarter. First quarter at Tad Gormley, Catholic High has jumped out on top-seeded Brother Martin 14-3. In 4A, second quarter, Carr, the 2 seed on the road, leading Eunice 14-7. Second quarter, Tioga leading Warren Easton 7-0. First quarter, Karen Crow 26, Plaquemine 14.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting there. And those are the 3 games going on in 4A. We had the one Neville already through to the semifinals. And then quickly, Division II semifinals. St. Thomas More Leeds University High 7-0 second quarter. And then De La Salle, who we saw last week, leading E.D. White 21-2 second quarter.
Well, that's kind of interesting, that Tioga score. I've heard great things about Tioga all season long.
Another squib kick, and this is trying to come back this side, is Dorian Batiste, and he will get it out to about the 35-yard line.
I'm sure Carr High School, who's up there in a dogfight right now with Eunice, is interested in that Tioga.
No doubt, those 2 winners face off.
Right.
So, and if Carr wins, no matter what, they're at home. Remember, in the semifinals, it is the higher seed who is at home regardless. And you know, the irony, I think, is where a lot of the emphasis that came about is what happened on the select side in 2013 and 2014, where you ended up with lower seeds getting home games, winning, going on to win state championships. And they realized, hey, that last game, you can let it play out all you want, but that last game to get to the Dome in a normal year, as this is off the right side and room to run and finally brought down. That was Merity on the carry, just coming out of the slot that time. Wade, and he popped a big play.
Well, it's jet sweep and it's against the man. You can man coverage. You can see the corner running with him over there, but he just can't keep up with the speed of Merity. We saw him catch that ball in the first play of the game, just run away from the secondary of Manny right there. So I think Amite has found something that they can hang the hat on in the running game.
It's like he stepped out back at the 33-yard line. Now they're going to give it away up the middle on first down. If the ball come out, they're going to say it's down. I think they're saying it's down.
Well, there was a heck of a hit right there off tackle, and that ball popped out. So, maybe we could see it on our replay if we get a chance to look at it again, but they're going to say that the ball was down. Let's take a look at it on the replay. Maybe we can possibly get a look and see if it came out. Maybe there it is right there. Oh, that looked like he was down. Looked like the ground caused the fumble right there.
2nd and 10 from the 33. Walker in trouble. Finally gets rid of it. It is off the hands of his receiver, Merity. Nice coverage right there by Isaac Davis, the senior cornerback who's got a couple of interceptions on the season.
Well, that shows how strong John Walker is, Lenny. Did you see he had a defender hanging all over him? Take a look at it right here. Here comes the blitz. Hanging all over him, pulling him down by his trousers right there, and he still gets that ball out. Yeah. That's a strong young man. Now, he's a big young man. He's a senior, and he doesn't look like your average quarterback type, right? He looks more like your linebacker type, possibly your fullback type, right? But he's a strong guy. He's got a strong arm, and he stood right in there and delivered that pass.
Sideline warning is called against Amite.
Yeah, I used to get those.
You remember? I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. You remember Bruce Eugene?
Yes.
Played, New Orleans native.
Right.
Went on to play at Grambling. This is kind of built. Walker's got that build a little bit.
Yeah,
you looked at him and you said, how can this guy be an effective quarterback? And then when you left the field that day, you found it out. Got a man open. This side caught. First down. That is Dorian Batiste. Gain of 17.
Well, it started first with the protection, and that's what Amite has got to shore up. If they're going to throw the football around, especially vertically, they're going to have to give Walker time to be able to get it off. Now, there's pressure there, but they pick up the blitzes again. It's all man coverage out here on the end. They run 2 slants with the rail off of it, and it kind of picked everything off on the man coverage, and the wide receiver gets open with a very nice delivered ball by John Walker.
Different look here on first down. They will give it away. Got room to run and into the touchdown. That was Brennan Harrell, the junior running back.
Brennan Harrell pops that. Now that's the negative against the man coverage. When you've got no safety back deep and you're zero all across the board right there, if you pop that thing into the secondary, you're running away from everybody and there's nobody to bring it down. Now look, he pops it. No, they're all ran off in man coverage right there. There's nobody to bring down the running back. That's one of the problems with man coverage. You don't have that, I guess you would say, that umbrella to be able to bring down a running back if he pops it through that first layer of your defense. Great job right there by Brennan Harrell. Great drive by the Amite Warriors.
They had Gilmore lined up as kind of an H-back right there and ran the ball out of that formation. Point after is on the way, and it is good. So with 5:54 to play, your new score is Manny 21, Amite 14 at the 5:54 mark of the second quarter. That took just 1:09 to go 65 yards in 5 plays. Remember, the first drive was 17 seconds. So their 2 scoring drives have taken 1:26.
Well, I mean, if
Manny, on the other hand, Wade, has taken 6:45, 3:22, and 3:17 on their 3 scoring drives. So you're looking at roughly 13 or so minutes right there. That tells you the contrast that we talked about.
Well, you know, if you look at it, Amite is one of those Lamborghinis, okay? They can go from 0 to 120 in a second, right? And I'm not saying that Manny doesn't have any speed or anything, but Manny is more like that cruising Cadillac, right? That's cruising down the interstate doing about 70. And, you know, they're going to take a little longer to get to where they're going to be.
Right. But they're still going to get you there.
They're still going to get you there, exactly.
Kick on its way. This will take a couple of hops and be picked up on the ground at about the 20-yard line, out to about the 28. That is Terrence Williams on the return.
Well, again, here goes a chess game. Let's see what Amite defense did on the sidelines to make any type of adjustments to this Manny wing T offense that has just been grounding them up and spitting them out every time they've touched the ball.
So from the 29, Manny has scored on all 3 possessions thus far. Last couple have been off of short fields. Landon Williams on first down will get a couple.
Nice job right there by the defense of Amite. They bucked up right there, and stepping up right there was Ashton Wilson, the linebacker, to make a nice tackle on Landon Williams. You know, the problem with the wing T offense from the defensive spectrum is that if your eyes are looking into the backfield and you're watching all that cross action and guards pulling one way and backs going another way, and all of a sudden somebody's gone because you don't know where the ball is, you know, it can be tough on you. That's the reason why you've got to play your read and your key at the line of scrimmage.
You know, we had a chance to visit with Zephaniah Powell yesterday, and tell you after the second down play, as Terrence Williams will fall forward out near the 35-yard line. It'll be third down at about 4. But he was talking about defensive keys, and he said 3 A's: alignment, assignment, and annihilation. I've heard the alignment and assignment part a lot of times before when you're talking about playing a team, you know, that runs, you know, things that can be deceptive on offense with the running game. But, you know, and you've got to maintain your assignment. But the annihilation part was new to me. That was
I like that, though.
3rd and 4. There's that short toss again. Tripped up is Landon Williams, but not before he falls forward to move the chains.
Real quick right there, but it's off of a kick-out block by the guard. The same action that you continually see out of those guards from Manny. And, you know, that's Ethan Kippers, number 52, Braxton Ebarb, number 66. These guys right now, I say, are the most valuable players for Manny in that offense because those guys are doing a great job getting out and kicking out the force.
Remember, Manny averages 440 yards a game as a team, 357 on the ground. So this is nothing new from their perspective. Terrence Williams looking to get the outside. Looks like he's got room. Can he turn the corner? Falls forward, takes on a defender, and gets it out to about the 46-yard line.
Not a lot of eye candy with that play. That's straight power lead or power sweep off of the left-hand side of the offense. Nobody pulls. You're going to see the kick-out block right there by Landon Williams. And then there goes Terrence Williams around the edge to set up a real manageable second down.
So Terrence Williams now with 70 yards on the ground tonight. They're really getting it done with those three guys. With the two Williamses and Roan, they've done it all year long, and they're doing it again here tonight. Right up the gut. Landon Williams gets the first down and into Amite territory at the 47-yard line.
They run it hard inside those A-gaps right there. It's probably off of a trap action. Let's see. Yep, there it was. It was a trap action by the backside guard, trapping the down defensive lineman of Amite, and they run the trap off of the buck action in the backfield to be able to pick up the needed yardage for the first down.
.77 yards thus far for Landon Williams. And that's Terrence Williams that time, and not much doing, maybe two. Oh, check that, it's Landon Williams.
He's brought down by number 44 from Amite. That was Jeremy Robinson, a sophomore.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Robertson so far tonight.
Did a nice job right there getting into the backfield and bringing down the running back for no gain.
Having to rotate through some linemen here, Wade, just to keep them fresh, because they're taking a beating up front right now, as that was Terrence Williams off the left side, might have gotten it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's going to set up 3rd and long, which is this type of offense doesn't want to be in. So now this is the point in time where you're going to see that play action pass again. Something off a waggle action where they're going to pull the guards, get the quarterback out on the edge. You'll have the option to run or pass it, or possibly some sort of ISO pass off of what they call belly pass. And Roan will throw the football off of that.
Well, let's see here, because keep in mind now the clock is ticked under 2 minutes. And there's your quarterback keeper with room to run. Roan, 30, cuts it back. Flag is down behind the play as Roan is headed for the corner of the end zone, hits the pylon. He's in for a touchdown, but hold everything. There's 2 flags down at the 38-yard line, and it's holding.
Well, I told you that unless Amite makes an adjustment with their secondary, they're not going to be able to stop that. And again, that was a 3rd and long situation, and they run the waggle keep with the quarterback, and he just takes off to the races. But it's coming back, like you said, because of the holding penalty. And Jess Curtis is over there giving those guys an earful.
It looks like there may be another flag down on the far sideline. And I'm not sure if it was something at the end of the play or if it's perhaps something on the far side bench. Let's see what this is all about. They're meeting, sorting it out.
Well, Roan again shows you his speed. He gets out there on the edge. Unless somebody sets the edge right there for Amite, and it should be somebody coming from the secondary, that's like taking candy from a baby. The waggle quarterback keep right there. He's keeping that all the way, and he's picking up huge chunks of yardage. They will be able to go to that play anytime they want to for the rest of this football game, unless there is something that is adjusted to by Amite.
So still waiting here. Finally, we will get an indication on the laundry. Holding against Manny. And then we have a dead ball. It's 2 hands behind him. Dead ball foul against Manny with 2 hands behind the back. I'm not sure what that was. But we're going to get 2 penalties on this play.
Well, they got a live ball and a dead ball.
All right, let's see. Holding Manny and a dead ball
Against Manny. 3rd down.
So there we go.
So it's
Not sure.
was it a sideline infraction? And And in any case, after you sort it all out here, Wade, it's going to be 3rd down and 16.
I'm still sorting because that's a new one for me. 3rd and long again, so you would think it's a throwing situation.
Not something we've seen from Manny. What we've seen it.
We've seen Roan keep the ball.
Yeah, and they've tried to throw it once all night, and it was an incomplete pass. So they have run it now 33 times tonight and passed it once. Roan is trying to set up a screen, but nobody's home. It's incomplete.
Well, if you look at the throwing menu for Manny, it's very limited, right? It's just not what they do well. And they're trying to set up the play action, but it's well covered by Amite right there. No receivers are open. Looked like you said they're trying to set up the screen, and they all were not on the same page. That was kind of poorly constructed by the Manny Tigers right there. Great job by Amite to force a punting situation out of Manny.
And look, this is a huge play in this football game because the score would have stood, and it ends up 28-14 at half. Remember, Amite won the toss and took the football, so Manny's going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. You go into half at a 7-point game with this situation, that's a little bit different. As the punt is on its way, first one we've seen tonight, it will be picked up at about the 15-yard line, and coming back the other way is the very dangerous Merity, who is finally going to be brought down out past the 30-yard line.
First thing I'm going to say when we get onto the sidelines to my punter, do not kick the ball to Merity. You find number 4, and you kick it a mile away from wherever he's lined up. Do not let him get his hands on it because he can go coast anytime he gets his hands on the football. He has tremendous speed and tremendous burst.
So this drive will start at the 33-yard line.
Amite has 1 timeout in this minute 6.
1 timeout in a minute 6. Now, do keep in mind, Wade, they have scored in 17 seconds and 1:09 on their 2 scoring drives.
Again, like I said, they are a Lamborghini. They can get where they want to be real fast.
Back up that safety a little bit more now on 1st down. Starting to show a little trickeration, maybe some eye candy there. That is incomplete. Flag comes in late.
Rightfully so. The defensive back, number 10, Trent Williams was beat.
Yeah,
so he reaches out and he grabs the T-shirt of
that was Richard Sopsher,
the wide receiver, Richard Sopsher, number 10, and slows him down, and flags come flying from all over.
They call him RJ.
Right. You'll see the pull right here. Let's see if we can get it on film. There's your pull right there. Reaches out and grabs the T-shirt, and it's stretched, and that's a no-brainer.
It'll be pass interference. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. It will be a 1st down. Remember, it's not an automatic 1st down.
You know, Manny is not going to get out of either man-free or 0 coverage. They're either going to play cover 10 or cover 0 all over the field. It's just their philosophy. That's what they do. They believe in it. They believe they can match up with your receivers anywhere. And, it's worked for them over the years.
3 receivers top of your screen, single receiver to the bottom. And looking that way is Walker. He's got a man. It is caught, and he is in for the touchdown. Sopsher, 52 yards.
Sopsher does a great job. Getting off of the press coverage by Trent Williams down there, and he has Sopsher beat Sopsher has Trent Williams beat by about 4 steps, but the throw by John Walker was right on the money, and he had the protection that time, and Amite's back on the scoreboard. But we have a flag down in the end zone. It's going to be against, I think, Amite for excessive celebration or something of that nature. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, the way they're coming back, is it a live ball foul? Let's see what this is all about.
Well, I don't know what else it would be down in the back of the end zone. I don't know why it would be live ball.
Well, but here's the thing: everybody's back to this end and not around the end zone.
Watch Sopsher beat the press coverage. Everybody, look at this right on your screen, right in front of you. Here comes a nice job. Jig with one hand over the top on the swim move right there. He jigs his feet real fast to get the defensive back off of his balance and does a great job to be able to beat that coverage. But they brought that back because of some sort of unsportsmanlike call.
And where is this being enforced? It's unsportsmanlike against Amite. They're back at the original line of scrimmage, so the flag was down at the end of the play. That's where I'm confused here.
And my question is, why was it live ball? I can get the dead ball unsportsmanlike. I can understand that.
They're saying
Did we get a holding penalty also out of that? Maybe there were, one was dead ball, one was live ball.
Let's see if we're going to get a signal here from our referee. Yeah, we're getting 2 penalties marked off against Amite.
One dead ball, one live ball. There's
holding.
There you go.
It is holding against Amite.
So that's the answer.
And now the dead ball unsportsmanlike then gets added on. So the unsportsmanlike happened in the end zone, but because the holding call had happened, now you get both penalties enforced.
There you go.
So take the points off the board, and wow, this has got.
Well, that was on us. We didn't see the holding penalty. We saw the unsportsmanlike at the end, but we could not, from our vantage point, could not see the holding penalty, which is going to march Amite way back into uncharted territory.
It's just your basic 1st and 41 at the 17-yard line. That's all.
Well, you know what I do is I throw it right back to Sopsher.
Till
they stop it, or to Merity. I mean, Manny is not going to get out of the man coverage. They've got press coverage all over the field again. They got man free and with press coverage down here on Sopsher. They'll bring the blitz inside. They'll bring the pressure. They're going to live and die by it, and it's worked for them so far. It's a philosophy.
53 seconds remaining here in the first half. They're going to go deep again, and this is in and out of the hands of Dorian Batiste. It'll be 2nd and 41.
That time Trent Williams recovers fast onto Dorian Batiste, who had him beat by a couple of yards right there, and a lot of ground gained real fast by Trent Williams. But John Walker again throws a really nice ball out there to give Batiste a chance to make a play.
We're seeing some low-scoring games in North Louisiana in the rain tonight. We'll get to more of those at halftime. Destrehan Ruston scoreless at the half. Curtis and Bird scoreless at the half. That ball is batted, and it's incomplete, and that was a hit delivered right there by Tackett Curtis, and flags come in.
Well, I can see why. Tackett Curtis delivers a great hit on the slant route right there. Then he stands over him and he taunts him. That flag's going up every time. There's no room for that in the high school, well, in any game, to be able to stand over your opponent and taunt him when he's been hit and down on the ground. Get up, get back to the huddle, get your call, and play the next down. I mean, Tackett Curtis is a fine athlete, and he's a sophomore that's going to be recruited heavily for the next couple of years, but he's got to get that part out of his system because that's a no-go.
Got to control your emotions when you play this game.
Great hit, though. Love the hit by Tackett Williams. Great physical hit coming from his free safety spot.
And a dead ball. That's. Are there 2 flags on the play?
Looks like it.
Well,
we've got a medley of flags here in the last minute and a half or minute 20 seconds. You know what this does? This
basically negates what you had a moment ago.
Correct.
1st and 10 turned into 1st and 41. And if there's 30 yards of penalties coming out here, we'll wait for them to mark it off.
And this puts Amite back in a situation where they can strike fast again on the deep ball.
He's just going to run it forward 30 yards. He's not going to go 15 and 15 more. He's going to move it forward 30 yards to the 47-yard line.
Here's our call again.
And so the play counts, so it's 3rd and 11.
Play counts, 3rd and 11 now.
So we've gone from 2nd and 41 to an incomplete pass to 2 penalties, 3rd and 11.
Here comes a blitz.
Going far side, caught, nice hit, and staying in bounds to keep the clock running as well, as that was caught by Merity, and that will be short of the first down. Big hit by Isaac Davis, whose number we called a moment ago.
Isaac Davis does a nice job from his man coverage to come up and make the tackle right there to keep the receiver inbounds, to keep that clock running, and that forces Amite to use their last timeout.
Amite, with 20 seconds left, will have 4th and 6 at the Manny 48-yard line, trailing this game 21-14.
Well, I mean, this 4th and 6 is something that Amite will obviously go for from this standpoint, because on the other side of the field with 20 seconds, if you give the ball back to Manny right here, it's going to take them at least a couple of plays to get into the end zone, which they, with 20 seconds left would be something that would be hard for them to do. So.
They're not designed to try to go score in 20 seconds, so, or less than 20 seconds by the time you get the football back.
Amite will dial something up here to at least get the sticks and then get out of bounds and hopefully then take your shot at the end zone.
By the way, we mentioned those low-scoring games in North Louisiana tonight with the weather certainly a factor. Halftime, West Monroe 6, East St. John nothing.
Holy cow.
Now that again is 10 against 18. There's been seed upsets in that bracket. I won't say they were all upsets.
And we talked about this last week, Lenny, with the COVID thing and teams missing games early part of the year, teams losing games in the middle of the year. It has had a different effect on teams as they've gone into the playoffs.
You look at this Manny team. This Manny team is certainly better than the 9th best team in Class 2A.
Positive and negative.
On 4th down. Pass is caught for the first down. Nice little slant route that time by Baptiste.
Clock will stop to move the chains, and then they'll wind it.
Right, so watch the clock. We've got an injured player. That's the Baptiste who caught the pass. Baptiste took a shot at the end of the play, and he is hurt back at the 43-yard line. The catch was made at the 40, and that's where the next play will begin.
Well, they stopped the clock because Baptiste is down. That definitely, I'm not saying that the Baptiste being injured helps Amite, but the clock does stop. That helps them line up right now. What they're going to do probably on, they might have a shot here, depending if they work the sideline to get at least 2 plays, possibly 3 in, if they throw first to the sideline and stop the clock. They have no more timeouts. Now, remember, Manny's still going to line up in man coverage, right? A defensive coordinator from the Jets just lost his job the other day.
Right, Greg Williams, the former Saints defensive coordinator,
blitzes and lines up in man
7
coverage, and they got beat. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that it's right. But what I'm saying is Manny is not going to change what they do because of 15 seconds left on the clock.
Let's see how much soft they're backing some guys off in coverage here. They are still playing man, but they're backing off in coverage somewhat. Over the top, and this is going to be incomplete. That was intended for Sobsher, and Ty Singleton was in coverage that time, but a flag came in. The flag's back here, though, at the 32-yard line, not down at the end of the play. So perhaps it's defensive holding. Let's see what this is all about. Nope, it is. It's a sideline warning against Amite, or a sideline violation against Amite, apparently.
There you go. That's the sideline.
Yep. People everybody's out too far. The official was trailing the play, ran into someone. They've already been warned.
That ball's in the air. Everybody's looking up because of the man coverage to see if the flag is down where the play is actually taking place on the route, right? And it was great defense down there by, if I'm not mistaken, that was Trent Williams again on the coverage against Sobsher. Did a great job covering. He got his head around. He had great technique in the man coverage. I'm sorry, that was number 23, Stanley Scott, making that play that time down there. Great coverage by that corner. Here goes a blitz.
On what will be the last play of the half. This is going to be intercepted. And that will end the first half. Isaac Davis called his name a couple of times here on this drive, and he comes up with the interception on the final play of the first half, in what's been an entertaining first half that has shown us the contrast that we expected to see on both sides of the football. We are at the break. 24 minutes in the books, 24 minutes still to play. Your halftime score, the number 1 seeded Manny Tigers 21, the number 9 seed Amite Warriors 14. Back with more in just a moment. You are watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. All right, welcome back here to halftime as I had a chance to take a look at numbers, enjoy the little bit of entertainment there at half. And like we mentioned, 26 games going on around the state tonight, including this one. Let's go around the state. First of all, in 5A, West Monroe leads East St. John 6-0 at halftime in the rain in North Louisiana. Halftime, Zachary leads Alexandria 21-10. Third quarter. Carr leads Eunice 26-7 third quarter. It looks like we are headed towards a rematch in the Division II championship. Lost this year is to De La Salle. I think all classes, De La Salle is one of the 5 best teams in the state.
And that was a 48-0 drumming by De La Salle over Amite.
No doubt, no doubt. Moving on to 3A, it is Jenna and Lake Charles College Prep 14-14 in the third quarter. That could change all kinds of stuff there as you look at the bracket. Could really open things up perhaps for a team like St. James, who's on that side of the bracket, to get back to the Dome.
Right, and it just, what it does is it opens up Pandora's box, and now where people have filled out their brackets and gotten into all types of betting schemes. Right?
Oh, that stuff doesn't happen now.
No, not at all. They end up now, could take a huge wash on that Madison Prep Jennings game.
No doubt. Hey, third quarter, the winner of this game meets the winner of St. Helena and General Trask. If we take a look at the Class 2A bracket, you see how that lines up here. General Trask is leading St. Helena 20-6 in the third quarter. And again, this winner plays that winner in the semi seed.
Right.
Let's see. Elsewhere in this bracket.
Look at the St. Charles Catholic.
Yeah, well, that's of course in Division III. St. Charles Catholic Notre Dame is 10-10 second quarter, and then Lafayette Christian also in Division III, leading Newman 21-7. That is in the second quarter. Yeah, the other game I mentioned, Kinder Lorville is actually is a 2A game, not a 3A game. That's my mistake for mentioning that one in there. And then you go on to Class 1A, and Haynesville leading East Iberville 7-6. That's third quarter. Third quarter, Grand Lake over Centerville 20-6. Halftime, Homer leading White Castle 18-6, and halftime, Oak Grove all over Logansport 41-14. We'll go back through these one more time, as apparently we were having some audio issues there as we were showing you the brackets. So we'll take them again from the top here without the brackets this time. Again, 5A, West Monroe leading East St. John 6-0 at half. Zachary over Alexandria 21-10 at the half. Third quarter, Ruston over Destrehan. Or check that, Ruston and Destrehan are scoreless. Third quarter, Acadiana leading Mandeville 14-0. In 4A, third quarter, Edna Carr leading Eunice 26-7. It is Easton at halftime leading Tioga 28-14. Karen Crow, second quarter leading Plaquemine 55-14, and that is, those are going on in 4A. That is some craziness there. Halftime Union Parish over St. Martinville 34-0. That's in 3A. Third quarter, Gina and Lake Charles College Prep tied at 14. They're now into the fourth quarter at Church Point, where Church Point has an 8-7 lead over St. James, and we mentioned that halftime score, Madison Prep 13 and Jennings 7. The 2A scores, besides this one, you've got two others going on in 2A tonight. Kinder and Lauraville tied 7-7 third quarter. Also third quarter, General Trask leading St. Helena 20-6. And in 1A third quarter, it is Grand Lake 20, Centerville 6. Homer at halftime leading White Castle 18-6. Oak Grove leading Logansport 41-14 at halftime. Some other games, let's go back through the... Now we'll go back through on the select side. Division 1 they're now into the third quarter. Curtis and Bird still scoreless. Catholic has scored to take a 28-24 lead over Brother Martin as they are nearing halftime in that one. Division 2, we mentioned commanding leads for STM and for De La Salle. STM leading University Lab 24-6 at the break. De La Salle now into the third quarter leading ED White 35-2. In Division 3, got a good one going on in Laplace tonight. Notre Dame and St. Charles tied 10-10 third quarter. At halftime, Lafayette Christian, the 5 seed, leading the number 1 seed, Newman, over at Lupin Field tonight, 21-7. And then in Division 4, a couple of close ones there. Halftime, Calvary leading Southern Lab 21-14. And at the half, it is Ouachita Christian and Vermilion Catholic tied at 14. Take a look at our first half stats in this one, and to no one's surprise, Wade, as you look at Manny's numbers, it is all rushing.
Well, I mean, it's the tale of two cities,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's been the best of times and the worst of times, right?
Well, I mean, one's going to rush the ball, and we said that.
One's going to be more balanced.
Right, one's going to be balanced, one's going to be that Cadillac, right? And then you're going to have a Lamborghini on the other side that's going to throw the football and look at the throwing yards with Amite, So, I mean, it is what it is. They have two different styles, they have two different philosophies, and both work. And they're both working tonight, for each of the teams. The question is on defense. How do you make the adjustments to slow the other offense down? That's the question. They're going to do what they're going to need to do offensively. There's no adjustments that need to be made there. The adjustments need to be made on technique, and what are they going to do to slow the other offenses down?
Yeah, that's obviously what was going on in the locker room with both of these teams as they were talking about halftime adjustments and strategies and things like that. If you're Manny, obviously this is the first time you're playing in 3 weeks, and I think that probably helped account for what we saw on the first play from scrimmage. Although give credit to Amite for what they came out, and obviously they saw something that they thought they could exploit right away, and were able to block it up and get it down there and do it and complete a 61-yard pass on the first play. Right.
Well, not having seen Manny on any film or anything this year, all right, Amite had all the film they needed to have to come out and put together their offensive game plan. So they knew Manny's philosophy defensively is, we're going to bring 7 or 8, we're going to pressure you off the edge, we're going to pressure you up the middle, but we're going to play either cover 10, that's one free safety and man across, or we're going to play cover 0 and play man everywhere with nobody in the center of the field. And Amite put it together in their game plan all week long that they were going to come out and they were going to take the top off the secondary right there and throw that deep ball, which they did, and they executed it perfectly. They've hit a couple of deep balls tonight, and that's credit to John Walker, who has stood in there with guys hanging off his hips, hanging off his legs, and still delivering the ball either down the field or on short passes. But man, I'm telling you, we're going to come out. I bet you we don't see any change out of the Manny defense. It's who brung you to the dance, and man coverage has brung Manny to this dance. So they're not going to change. when you look back at film and you see what is the philosophy of a team, then you start putting together your offensive game plan off of what their defensive philosophy is. And that's what Amite has done here. Amite has, it plays right into their hands. Offensively, they want to stretch the field vertically. They'll stretch it horizontally, and they've done that here tonight. What they've got to do a little bit on offense is to pick up the blitz a little bit better.
One of the things we have not had a chance to talk about, maybe the big story in high school football this week, Wade, was not what was happening on the field at this point, is what's going to happen on the field in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And we had a chance to talk to Jess Curtis, the Manny head coach, and obviously, we're based in New Orleans, seeing the state high school football championships not being played in a Mercedes-Benz Superdome is a little bit of a disappointment from our perspective as New Orleanians. But you take a team like Manny, who has been a regular in the Dome. They've played for a championship now 3 times in 6 years, but now the championships are going to be played at Turpin Stadium on the campus of Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, a place that you and I are both very familiar with.
Right.
And we had a chance to talk to Jess Curtis about that because Manny is just down the road, probably as close as any school that has a chance to end up in the championships. And here's what he had to say.
We love the Dome. We love New Orleans. We love getting the beignets and gumbo and having a good time down there and walking in that prestigious building. But like you said, you spin positives out of these things. We've done that all year. That exit says Natchitoches Manny exit. And so we will look at that as having a game in our backyard, an opportunity to try to win one in front of more of our fans. And it could be a special moment for our program if we make it.
So, yeah, he knows that exit sign, by the way. It says Manny and Natchitoches, and he made a point to mention that.
Right. You get off, you go right, you go to Natchitoches, you go left, you go to Manny.
That's it.
And if you go past Manny, you go to Texas.
There you go.
So it's right.
You've done them all.
I've done them all. It's right there on the Sabine River. Beautiful country, beautiful land, right over there around Manny, and you've got the lake right there, and then you've got the Texas line.
That's it. So we are set for football here as soon as they. We got teams lined up, but we don't have 12 minutes on the clock yet, so we're not ready for this second half to begin. The kicker is about ready to kick it.
He's poised and ready to go.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're going to wait until this clock finishes counting down to 0, and now we're going to put 12 minutes on the clock and get ready to begin the third quarter. We mentioned Amite won the toss, took the football, so Manny gets the ball here to start the third quarter. Kick in the air, and we are underway here in quarter number 3. And on the return, that is Curtis, his name we've called quite a bit tonight as well, the sophomore who's already a star in this team, but he is really going to be the guy that everybody talks about for the next couple of years. He returns that one out to the 33-yard line. He is the nephew of Jess Curtis, 6'3", 195 pounds, and we mentioned some of those offers already. Tulane La Tech, UL Lafayette, UL Monroe, Mississippi State, Virginia Tech, Houston, Colorado, just some of the offers that Tackett Curtis has received, and he's just a sophomore. Now Roan and the offense give it away on first down to Terrence Williams, and he got about a yard.
Everybody stays at home that time for the Amite defense. They went into the locker room, and if that's any indication of any type of changes that they made, great job right there by Zamian Waller, junior defensive lineman. They all stayed home that time. They didn't chase any of the eye candy in the backfield of what Manny was offering, and they make a nice play to bring up 2nd and 10.
Terrence Williams carried it 13 times in the first half. Landon Williams carried it 13 times in the first half. So they're getting balance with those two running backs. And then Cadillac Roan, the ULM commit, as a cornerback, held on to it 7 times. Terrence Williams has got room to run into the secondary, out past midfield to the 45-yard line of Amite.
He's a big guy to bring down, 6'1", 228 pounds. And, he got into that secondary, and you had Amite just hanging on him, trying to bring him down. Seeing him pop right there through the first level, and he's running around in the secondary. Nice blocking downfield by the Manny receivers, and then they finally get him down, first down, and Manny's back into Amite territory.
Yeah, at the 46-yard line, a gain of 20 on the run by Terrence Williams. Now this time it's Landon Williams. The third time we've seen that short toss, and that's the best that Amite has defended it thus far. It's a gain of 1.
Well, they got their linebackers involved that time. They didn't take the fake off the buck action on the sweep.
And Landon Williams is down on the ground at midfield.
Right. Well, he got kicked out by the guard, and it looks like he might have had his leg buckle underneath him when he was trying to fight back against the pressure
check that. That's
from the block.
That's 5 dark. That's Javi Gilmore, and that's just as big because he may be the best or one of the 2 best defenders on this Amite defense. He's got a slew of offers as well and is ranked number 24 in Louisiana in the class of 2022. Just a junior, along with Merity, who's the other big name on that Amite defense. His offers include Arkansas, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Memphis, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Virginia. His brother Amani was the starting quarterback on Amite State championship team 2 years ago.
Well, they both play on a bunch of young guys, a lot of sophomores and juniors out there for both teams, and you talk to both coaches, and they're very excited about what the future holds in the next couple of years for their football teams. I mean, we were talking about, Tackett Curtis there, and he's only a sophomore, and then you're talking about Javi Gilmore, who's down right there on the field. Hopefully he'll be okay with all the offers he has. He's only a junior.
No doubt. With the injury on the field, it gives us a chance to remind you that Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Riverlands Insurance Services, who encourages you to make your insurance game plan today. Riverlands is a proud recipient of the Top Insurance Workplace Award for 2019 from Insurance Business America. Call Riverlands at 1-800-336-4579 or go to riverlandsinsurance.com. Well, it's not just homeowners or they've got auto insurance. They get you health insurance if you perhaps got to make a visit to the clinic on Saturday. The insurance can cover it, perhaps. So,
well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Let's hope he's back in. Hope these guys are back in the game. 2nd and 9, the ball at the 45-yard line. Terrence Williams, boy, he's a load. 6'1", 228 pounds. Gets that one out to the 41-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
They run weak side ISO right there. Pretty well defended by Amite. They step them the hole, take on the block, and do a nice job bringing down Williams right there. And it looks like Mateo Armand did a nice job making that tackle.
So 3rd and 5. The line to make is the 36-yard line.
Replacing Gilmore is Ashton Wilson. I'm surprised that Manny hasn't come out and ran right at him.
This time, they'll look to sweep it around the left side with Terrence Williams. It is well defended, but there is also a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
That's going to bring that back and with a holding call.
I'm not sure that this would back them up, but do you not want it to be 4th down right here? Do you take this and make it 3rd and long? I guess you do.
Well, it doesn't matter what we think. That's what Amy's doing.
Well, and the other thing is it's probably 4-down territory as well. Do you want to back them up?
Well, I think at this point in time you go ahead and take this penalty and you take 3rd down over again.
Yeah. Now it's 3rd down and 17 instead of 4th and maybe 4.
And you make a play right here, and you've just helped yourself with a little field position.
Roan will look to throw, and it is caught. That's Terrence Williams down the far sideline. Still on his feet. It's a 1st down. The first completion of the night for Cadillac Roan. And it goes to his running back, Terrence Williams, who just floated out of the backfield that time. And it's the best looking thing we've seen out of the passing game tonight, certainly.
Well, that was Waggle right there. The fullback, Terrence Williams, or the running back, Terrence Williams, slips right out into the flat, and he's wide open for Cadillac Roan to just dump him the ball. Very nice play action pass off of the buck action for Manny.
So from the 28-yard line, there's that short toss again to Landon Williams. Got about 3.
Getting those guards out in front and still just pounding and pounding and pounding right there. It wears down on you. It's good to see Javi Gilmore coming back on the field. Looks like he's all ready to go. Maybe he just needed to get a little Gatorade there to get back on the field. Look, he's an impressive specimen right there. He's a nice-looking kid. He's going to have a ton of offers, even more than he's got already.
2nd and a long 7. The ball at the 25. Opening drive of this 3rd quarter. And it will go to Landon Williams, who makes one man miss, stays on his feet, and gets out to the 20-yard line, just short of the first down.
Landon Williams really hits that real quick. Once he gets going and he pops into that secondary, he can go yard every time, and he's got a great burst of speed. He's only 5'9", 170 pounds, so you look at the two, you got Williams back there at 6'1", 228, looks like a giant, and then there's 5'9", 170 pounds Landon Williams lining up right next to him, and both of them can go.
At the 20. 3rd down and 2. Rome will go with the inside handoff to Terrence Williams, who gets the first down at about the 17-yard line. Well, let's see.
Well, they're going to
now they'll move the chains. They were just slow to move it there.
Yeah, kind of slow setting where the ball was going and then setting the chains and getting the call down right there. But it works out for Manny, who moves the chains, and they stay right on schedule, which is what they want to do with their offense. That's what a wing T offense does. It stays on schedule, stays in between the sticks.
Closing in on 5 minutes on this opening drive of the third quarter. That's what Manny does. They play keep away from you. Now it's Terrence Williams once again. Out around the 15-yard line, give him a couple.
They're pounding the belly more this series, the weak side belly away from the tight end. They're basing up out there with the tackle and the guard on the end and the down defensive lineman, the down defensive tackle, and they're leading ISO up on the linebacker, and they're giving the ball to the running back to try to pound up in there on belly action out of the backfield by the quarterback.
2nd down and 8, the ball at the 15-yard line. And by my count, Williams at the 100-yard mark exactly, 100 yards on 18 carries. That's Terrence Williams. And the other Williams gets it this time and doesn't go very far.
Big play right there by number 93, Jermaine Walker. Does a nice job penetrating there. They just couldn't get a block on him. He's a big guy. He was the 3rd A in his alignment assignment, and what was
annihilate? Annihilate. There was some annihilation
right, there's some
going
annihilation right there. You're right. By Zamian Walker does a great job bringing down the Tiger running back for no gain right there. I like that. A, and A.
Third down, right at 8 to go. And it's a pass, and down the seam it is caught by Terrence Williams. Touchdown. What a one-handed catch by Terrence Williams, but hold everything. No, it's a touchdown.
Everybody's
now look back here. Yeah, I see something on the ground there, but it was not a flag. What a catch by Terrence Williams to bring that one in, just line him up in the slot and send him down the seam that time, and a big-time catch.
Again, in a play-action pass, puts Terrence Williams wide open right down the seam. Nobody cover him. Safety bit hard on the play action. Well, I would bite hard, too, if I was a safety. If you've been running the ball the way you have been all night on me, I'm going to come up there to try to make a hit, and all of a sudden Terrence Williams just slides right past me for an open receiver.
15 yards on the touchdown reception. The point after is good, and with 5:38 remaining here in the third quarter, Manny just used up half the quarter. Wade to go 67 yards in 11 places. We take another look. Watch the one-handed catch.
One-handed catch, great athleticism. Nobody contesting it, no coverage there. Bit hard on the play action pass, touchdown Manny.
So, what we learned in that drive from Manny, they are not a one-trick pony. They can throw the ball.
Well, they've got those on the menu somewhere. They can call them up when they have to. But what lulls you to sleep right there, and you saw no safety support out of Amite or anybody around covering or contesting it. Why? Because they bit hard on the play action. And it's because the run's been working all night for Manny. So, you hear it on Friday night. You hear it on Saturday. You hear it on Sunday. If you can run the ball, your play-action passing game's going to work.
Let's quickly take a look at some 5A scores while we have a second, Wade. Third quarter, West Monroe now up 13-0 on East St. John. Third quarter, Alexandria has gone ahead of Zachary 24-21. Here's one I know you're interested in. Fourth quarter, Destrehan is taking a 6-0 lead over Ruston. In third quarter, Acadiana leads Mandeville 27-0.
Well, it's kind of funny. Mandeville hadn't put any points on the board with their high-scoring offense, but we know why. Acadiana's is extremely stout again.
Oh, no doubt. They are really good on defense. There's your squib kick, trying to get it back to this side and turn the corner, but it's well defended out here by Manny, and that was Dorian Batiste on the return, and he steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That's where Amite will begin this first drive of the third quarter.
Well, again, the purpose that we've seen all night by Manny trying to do this is simply that. You saw Dorian Batiste pick that ball up and scoot, and he's got great speed. All those guys back there for Amite have great speed, so they're trying to keep the ball out of the real fast people and trying to get something to happen to make them kind of fumble the ball when it's squibbing around on the ground.
Give it away on first down, and a big hit there at the line of scrimmage as Zamir Ard was coming through, and he was hit hard by Tackett Curtis and might have gotten a yard. You heard it. You heard it up here.
Tackett Curtis is like a bottle rocket, a Roman candle coming downhill from his safety position. He's looking for something to rip up, and he just put a licking on Harrell right there coming up from his safety position. I like this guy, Tackett Curtis.
They'll go again on the ground, and room to run, and then 40, 30, 20, brought down inside the 10 as a flag comes in late. And that was Ard on the carry, popping a big one right there.
I think you're going to get a face mask tacked on to the end of this play. So that's what happens in man coverage right there. Tackett Curtis comes flying up again on the run right there, but he misses the tackle, and right through him and right past him, you can see the running back scoot, and all of a sudden he's in the secondary with nobody behind him, and he's off to the races. See Williams coming up, Curtis coming up right there, and then there goes the running back right past him, missed tackles, nobody left in the secondary to bring him down. You can see the face mask right there at the end will be tacked on to the play.
52 yards on the run by Zamir Ard. They will put it down with the face mask penalty. Let's see where they actually spot it.
Zamir Ard is only a junior. He's coming back next year. He's got great speed.
That was Earl Jackson keeping it himself. That was a direct snap to Earl Jackson, and he goes in for the touchdown, and Amite answers in a big hurry.
Again, that's that Lamborghini speed. It's off. It takes just a couple plays for them to get into the end zone.
And what's interesting there, we saw some passing out of Manny on the last drive. That was all on the ground for Amite.
All on the ground. Great run by Zamir Ard. Runs right through tacklers. Nobody there in the secondary when you're in man coverage. Once you break that first and second level, it's off to the races, and there's nobody left for you until you just run out of gas.
Point after's good. So it's a 28-21 game as we go back and forth here in the third quarter. In what has really been an entertaining football game, and we are really seeing the contrast in styles coming out in full force this evening.
Well, the Manny offense comes up, they've been putting a lot of points up all year, averaging 357 yards rushing per game, and that's usually around 8.49 yards per rush, which they've been showing us and staying up with that statistic here tonight. But Amite, who comes in, only giving up 11.1 points a game, but they've been scoring 31 points a game, is definitely showing that they can score with anybody also.
So kickoff coming up here. They'll kick it deep. That is Williams on the return. Take it out past the 30-yard line to about the 32, and I think a flag came in.
A lot of laundry on the field tonight. I'm telling you, about every 2 plays we've got ourselves a flag.
Right at the end of the run.
So they're going to tack that on. I didn't see the preliminary call right there by our head official.
Oh, it's a blindside block against Manny. Second time we've seen that call tonight.
Well, when they talk about blindside blocks, let's tell everybody at home what's going on, okay? 2 years ago, they changed the rule, and they did it at all levels, where if the ball is going towards your end zone and someone blocks back against the direction of the way the ball is going, for protection of the player that's getting blocked, they call that a blindside block now. Mm-hmm. We've seen those big hits before, those deep cleaters,
sure,
where somebody is going, you know, in one direction and a person peels back and takes the defender out with a huge decleater, right? Well, the Federation, as well as the NCAA and as well as the NFL, have come along to protect that defender now from that huge hit, which has been causing a lot of debilitating issues. My question is, it's a fine line right there on whether somebody's against the flow or was it clean and
sure,
not against the flow.
No doubt. Running on first down from the 16, and that's Williams trying to get to the edge, but it's well defended that time, and Merity on the stop at about the 23-yard line, and another flag comes in well after the play.
Well, I can't tell you what happened there. I don't know if something was said or, something was done as the pile was getting up. You've got the Manny coaches all over there in a pile yelling and screaming. And huge argument between Jess Curtis and the head official. Here's our call.
It's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Manny.
You know, and I'm not sure that if that unsportsmanlike was by a player.
Yeah, don't know where it came from.
It could have come from the sideline because there's a lot of action going on that Manny sideline right now, and verbiage coming from coaches and people on the sidelines towards the field. So something could have been said that was taken as unsportsmanlike by the officials, and thus it was tacked off on the Manny offense.
Well, the down marker says third down. It's second down. We had a first down play, and then we had...
They're changing it now.
Now they're getting it back. Okay, I think finally, turn it. Is it stuck?
Yeah, it's 2.5. Excuse me. It's kind of a corny
second
joke.
Down and 15.
Right. I was going to say 2.5, right?
It's still on third down. Are we having a problem with the down marker now? I don't know. He tried to turn it, and it wouldn't turn.
Well, they're checking now on what should be the down.
It's not that hard. There was one play run, and then there was a dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct foul. So it's second down. It's not that difficult. Seven-yard gain by Landon Williams, and then a half the distance penalty.
They're still talking.
Now they've got it right. Finally.
It's back to second down. Okay, there we go. I think we need to get a little pay from the officials tonight on that particular one. Right. Should have been second down all along. We got that straight. They just wanted to make sure that they got it right down the field, and they've got their markings right. And obviously I understand it's a big series for both teams, and they want to make sure that down marker is correct.
Right. So working from behind the sticks. Pass Caught, well defended out there in the flat this time as they tried to get it to Terrence Williams, and that was Javi Gilmore on the hit.
Javi Gilmore does a great job coming from his outside linebacker position to make the hit. He's limping again. Now here's my question, Lenny. Maybe you can answer this for me. Why all of a sudden is the ball being put in the air by the by the Manny Tigers? I mean, they've seen that down and distance before tonight, right? And they've converted. Okay, so why put the ball in the air?
Well, they've done it 3 times already in this series, and they've completed three times in the second half, I should say, and they've had some success. Obviously, I think they saw some things that and you know this as a coach. You've got things that you're running, and then you've got plays that are going to come off things that you've shown at some point in the first half or down the road, and that's probably a lot of what we saw on that last series with the 2 pass plays to Williams.
No doubt. You've got your direct play, you got an indirect play, and you got a play action pass off of it. No doubt about it. Understood. Here's my question. They can't stop my running game. Let's just keep pounding that thing. Even though I'm 2nd and 14, I'm going to get half of it back on runs and things of that nature. Put myself in a particular 3rd down situation to be able to try to be able to pick it up. If not, let's punt it and let's play defense. All right. I mean, I'm not trying to be critical here. You're right. They've seen things that they can do, and it was a nice job defensively by Amite. Javi Gilmore, who's now down on the ground.
Working on him.
They're working on him down there, and he does a nice job picking up that flat route by Williams to make the tackle.
Let's see if he can get to his feet. Looks like they're trying to get him back up here, and they will. Division I scores. Wade, 4th quarter, Bird has gone ahead of John Curtis 14-13. Oh. 3rd quarter just underway at Tad Gormley. Catholic leading Brother Martin 28-24. In 4A, Carr leads Eunice 34-7, 3rd quarter. Easton leads Tioga 34-20. 3rd quarter, Karen Crow over Plaquemine 55-14.
Finally got a score in that Destrehan Ruston game, 6-0 Destrehan.
Yeah. In Division II, 3rd quarter, STM leads U High 24-13 in 4th quarter now. De La Salle leading ED White still 35-2. So it looks like the Cavaliers are heading back to another state championship game, be their 3rd one in 4 years. Third and long. Roan back to pass, caught. Will come up short of the 1st down as the catch was made by Jack DeVille, the junior slot receiver. He's out to about the 24-yard line. He will be just short by a couple of yards.
Off the play action again, they run the seam route by the wing right there. Better covered by Amite this time. He sits right down in that zone area. Makes a nice catch and brings up 4th and short. We saw that was the same seam route and the same pass that Terrence Williams made that one-hand catch a little while ago down for the touchdown at the start of the 3rd quarter. Same exact route in the other direction.
So this is going to be 4th and a long 2, almost 3. And I wonder, I think you just got to try to punt it away and give your defense a chance to do something right here with 3:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Analytics up, you're up by 7, you punt the ball. I punt the ball. Play defense. My defense has done a nice job all year. You've got to make sure that you shore up my man coverage on these great athletes from Amite. Let's put the ball down the field and let's play defense.
Yeah, Manny's held opponents to 15 points per game and 221 yards per game.
Right, exactly.
Now,
if they decide to go for it on 4th down here, all right, deep in their territory, they have converted 85% of their 4th down conversions this year. So is Jess Curtis over there looking at an analytics book right now and saying maybe I go for this because I've been making 85%?
He's huddling. I see a lot of offensive guys still out there. Let's see what they come out in.
Well, maybe he looked at that analytics book. Maybe he has an analytics coach on his sideline.
Took advantage of the injury situation to huddle, think about it.
It looks like they're going to go for this thing. Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
Big play in this football game right here. 4th down, almost 3 to go. Play clock down nearing 10. Do you go up and try to hard count and maybe draw them offside here?
That's another possibility. Hard count, see what you get.
And they go quickly to the line. And indeed, maybe they are. You see that head movement there by Roan, and indeed, is there a timeout? Timeout Manny.
Timeout Manny. What I'm surprised Manny didn't do, we saw it in the first quarter, they shifted and got a draw off sides back in the first quarter. It would have been nice for them to do a little shift 2 right there and see if they could have drawn somebody off sides with the shift.
Now, you see, I'm not a big fan of this, okay? You call timeout to send your punting team on the field. Why not just take the delay of game penalty right there and give up 5 yards in this situation?
Because
is the timeout more valuable than 5 yards?
In high school, it is.
Because if somebody jumps, it's automatically a first down. That's a valid point. It's different than
absolutely that. And the second thing is, I don't have a guy that can punt the ball on an average 48, 50 yards.
No, that's all valid.
5 yards down here is a huge amount of yardage to give up.
And that's a bad snap. He handles it on the bounce, gets it away, and that kick is partially blocked, and it will roll dead at about the 38-yard line. Because it bounced, correct, Wade? Because the snap bounced, that takes away the roughing the kicker possibilities?
Well, I think that
or did he get a piece of it? We'll get another look here. See this. You're going to see the bad snap first.
There was no way that person, who whatever number it is, if we can get that, I can't get the number here, did not get a piece of that ball. They were all over it real fast. Bad protection right here by Manny. Right there. There's your piece of the ball right there. So if you get a piece of that ball, there's no roughing call.
Right.
Sets up Amite in beautiful field
position. The 38-yard line of Manny. Best field position the Warriors have started with all night. Play action on first down. Got a man downfield, wide open. Carl Merity will walk into the end zone for a touchdown.
Nobody on Correll Merity. Nobody covered the back out of the backfield on the rail route. That's what happens when you play man coverage. You got to make sure you have everybody covered, and they forgot to cover number 4 that time for a touchdown, Amite. There's that Lamborghini scoring fast again.
And we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
No one covered Correll Merity out of the backfield right there. Linebacker should have been tied up with him in man coverage and got lost in the play action.
Kick on the way, and it is good. No good. It is no good. It is wide left. That could be a big play in this football game. Another look at the score.
Look at Merity come out of the backfield right there down the boundary. Linebacker should have been tied up on him. Linebacker got lost in the play action pass. Touchdown, Warriors. Great play set up, great scheme set up at halftime or on the sideline by Coach Powell and his offensive staff to be able to get Merity open coming out of the backfield.
Amite has only run 4 plays in the third quarter, and they've scored 13 points.
Great play design right there. Really did like that. They found a couple things that can work for them, running the jet sweep as well as running backs out of the backfield to try to loosen up their skill versus the man coverage and the man defense of the Manny Tigers. We got ourselves a great ball game going on here with 2:21 left in the third. A number 1 seed versus a number 9 seed.
No 1 seed has gone down yet at any of the 9 brackets. Kick. Taken in at about the 15, and that is Curtis on the return out to about the 36, 37-yard line.
Like to see Manny get back to what they do best, all right? Let's get back to rounding, pounding the ball, running the football on the ground, getting back to running their buck sweep game, their waggle quarterback run off of it, and running their inside belly game. All of the things that they use in the first half just to chew up this Amite defense.
Yeah, Manny with 300 yards of total offense tonight. 261 has come on the ground. There's that short toss on first down, trying to get the edge. Williams, did he take a hit near the sideline? And that was Gilmore, or check that, that's 6. That's Ladarius Williams, the senior DB, coming over. He gets a couple on the play, though. It's 2nd and 8.
Ladarius Williams sets the edge from his cornerback position. He comes up and lights up Landon Williams right there and knocks him out of bounds on the toss play. Well, it's been physical tonight. All right, these guys have been getting after it, hitting each other, and that's the way high school football is meant to be played.
I'm sure the Amite players heard a lot about how physical Manny was, and this was, physical football against athletes, and they probably want to show that they can provide hits as well. Now Terrence Williams will get it out to about the 42, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
3rd down and 5, and that Jess Curtis playbook, that is very manageable for these guys.
Williams now, Terrence with 103 yards rushing. The two Williamses have combined for exactly 200 yards on the ground tonight on 38 carries. We haven't seen the quarterback keep it in a while. Short toss again. That's going to come up short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 2, and it's going to be decision time.
Second time they've had to come up with a decision on 4th down. Again, they've been converting 85% of all their 4th down plays. They don't even hesitate this time.
No, they're out near midfield at this point. Yeah. As good as your offense is, if you don't feel like you can get 2 yards in this situation. So from the 45, on what may be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Up the gut, he didn't get there.
He didn't even get close to that.
That was Javi Gilmore along with Chris Cook in on the stop for no gain, and that was stuffed out.
They run the weak side belly right there, and that was stuffed out. They came up a yard short. You can see right there, they just missed blocks inside, and a huge group of purple jerseys fill inside right there to make a huge play, and probably one of the biggest plays of the night for the Amite Warriors right there to bring up 1st down in Manny territory.
At the 46-yard line, and Amite's got to burn a timeout here with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Ouch.
Don't know if they didn't have the right personnel in, weren't ready for the sudden change there, but. And again, the other thing I imagine too is when you've got guys that play both ways,
right?
And both of these teams have a little bit of that, but certainly Zephaniah Powell has some guys who go both ways.
Well, it's just you hate to waste that particular timeout right there with 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter when the clock was going to stop in 10 seconds and was going to be flopping the chains. So I mean that's not good. That's an error. That's one that you got to get fixed. All right. And I'm betting it was a personnel problem. They didn't have the right personnel on the field for the play that they were going to run. So here we go.
A couple of finals in already tonight. Destrehan over Ruston. It's a final 6-0. The Wildcats are on to the semifinals and a state championship rematch with Acadiana, who has defeated Mandeville 21-0. They'll run it on 1st down off the left side. Nice job that time by the defense of Manny. Ty Singleton on the stop as Brennan Harrell got a couple on 1st down on the final play.
Nice play by Singleton coming up to make from his corner position to make a tackle on Harrell right there.
We've got 12 minutes to go, Wade. It's as close as it gets. It is Manny 28, Amite 27. Back with the 4th quarter. You're watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. So here we go in quarter number 4. Amite opens a 2nd and 8 at the 44. The high snap is handled, and that was Merity taking the direct snap and gets down the sidelines and out to about the 34 and a late flag.
Another flag down on the field. I tell you what, the Tackett Curtis was flying downhill from his free safety position, and I am not surprised they didn't get a crackback block on him.
It's a personal foul. Horse collar.
Horse collar. Well, I'm not saying there was probably horse collar tacked on to the end of that, but Tackett comes flying downhill, and there was a offensive receiver comes back and makes a crackback almost against Tackett right there that was not called.
Let's see where
they're going to tack on that horse collar onto the end of the play.
Yeah, it's a 10-yard run, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Put the ball at the 19-yard line, and Amite
is in
the red zone, down 1 here. Just underway in the 4th quarter. Merity again on a direct snap. This time it's a lot better defended by Manny, and I don't think he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
That was number 22, Marquise Maxey, making a play from his linebacker position on the running back right there. He did a nice job stepping up. No place to go, and it's going to bring up 2nd down.
So behind the chains now, 2nd and 11, the ball at the 20-yard line. And it's still Merity taking the direct snap, looking to sweep it left. Well defended that time, and that was a little 4-on-4 action right there as the defense number 4, Tackett Curtis, came up and made the hit right at the line of scrimmage.
They're just letting Tackett Curtis from his free safety position, even though everybody else is locked up in man, just come downhill and fly to the football. Look for Amite to run a post route behind him or something again to beat man coverage, to be able to, off a play action, to be able to get Tackett Curtis out of position.
3rd and 11. The line to make is inside the 10-yard line at about the 9. Now you've got Walker back in. And you've also got an Amite timeout. It's their 2nd timeout this half with 10:28 remaining in the 4th quarter. Wade gives us a chance to remind you that Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Lamarck Ford in Kenner with a 30,000 square foot collision center using state-of-the-art technology to repair all makes and models, and one of the first in the area to work on aluminum body vehicles. Come see our remarkable deals and service. Stop by or go to Lamarck.com. And Crescent City Sports Prep Football also brought to you by Gills Bar for more than half a century, offering services, solutions, and support for businesses and associations looking for happier constituents and healthier bottom lines, and headquartered on the North Shore. To learn more on how Gills Bar can help your business, visit gillsbar.com.
You know, Amite behind the sticks right here, 3rd and 11 or whatever that is. I mean, that doesn't really matter to Amite, right?
Right.
Okay, so down in distance to them isn't like on their radar. So, you know, they know that they've got a set of plays that they've got tuned up, and they're going to dial up one of those right here on 3rd down, and they're going to try to take advantage again of that man coverage that they're getting from Manny. You can see press coverage at the top of your screen again.
Got overtime, by the way, in Gina in the 3A playoffs. Gina Lake Charles College Prep tied at 20. Hit as he throws, incomplete, and it's 4th and 11. Now, I'm not sure this isn't 4-down territory right here. Let's see if I don't know if they're going to they may send a field goal unit out. Let's see. They are.
That was Shelton Eves applying the pressure that time from his defensive line position as Manny brought 8 people again on the blitz, staying with the same game plan, tied up John Walker around the legs, and he just was able to get that ball out incomplete. Here's our field goal.
So this will be 37, 38 yards. They're one man short out there. They got to hurry here. They're not going to get this off. Are they going to burn a timeout or just take the delay penalty?
Looks like they took the delay of game penalty.
So now you're backing them up 5. Now
No. They took the timeout. They called timeout. Oh, my goodness.
Now you're out of timeouts with 10:24 remaining in the football game.
That was a personnel issue. Looks like big number 71 did not get on the field.
Yeah, that was Trey Brumfield. Did not get back out there.
He's supposed to be on the field for the field goal team.
He's their starting left guard.
So why do you leave the field?
Well,
they're kids.
So if you think you can make this, then obviously you...
Well, you got to think you can make that. That's why you call the timeout.
Right. You start to stretch it a little bit. That changes things.
Big time.
So if you're just joining us, perhaps having watched one of the other games around the state, this has really been a good one all night long.
Well, they got some great games going on all over the state. I mean, it's from the rain-trodden areas of North Louisiana all the way down to the New Orleans area and southeast Louisiana. They got some great high school football games.
Another overtime game in this 2A bracket. Kinder and Lauraville tied at 7, headed to overtime. So 37 yards for the lead. Kick is on the way. That is good.
37 yards. It just made it over the crossbars. Huge kick right there.
So with 10:18 remaining, it is now 30-28. Amite leads this one after the big play, of course, was the 4th down stop.
I'm buying that boy lunch Monday.
That was a huge kick right there for that 37-yard field goal. Put Amite up top since back in the first quarter.
Yeah, they scored, of course, first, made it 7-0, and Manny answered, went for 2 after a penalty, and it's been Manning in front ever since until now.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Manny answers to this.
And that was 6 plays, 26 yards after, again, the big 4th down stop with Gilmore and Cook combining to shut down Terrence Williams on 4th and 2. He'll kick it away. And this is Curtis looking for room to run, not finding it, and brought down just past the 30-yard line.
Inside the 30. 10-12 left for the 4.
Well, Amite, I think, has done a nice job coming out in the second half, making some adjustments to shut down the running game. Not completely shut down, but to slow down, should I say, the running game of the Tigers. And, they're staying at home. They're not getting their eyes in the backfield as they were in the first half. And they've made Manny have to do some things different with their offense, like throw the ball a little bit more.
All right. Manny's going without a first down in its last 2 possessions. Trying that short toss on first down, and that'll get about 3.
This is also, we were talking at the beginning of the game about what has a 2-week layoff done for your football team. Well, it can also hurt you in a little bit of what is called game time conditioning. You can sit there and run wind sprints with everybody this time of the year, but with that adrenaline pumping and having to block these big guys from Amite, game time condition is a little bit different if you haven't been doing it for over 14 days.
Straight up the gut that time.
We've seen that We've seen that play before tonight. Landon Williams getting a straight handoff right off the guard's tail in the B gap, and he does a nice job putting their offense into a 3rd and short situation. Quick hitter right there at B gap, picks up a nice 4 or 5 yards.
3rd and 2, right where Jess Curtis wants to be. Ball at the 40-yard line. Two receivers split out to the top, 2 men behind Cadillac Roan. Give it away, and Landon Williams has got the first down.
Off of the counter play, Fullback goes one way, back comes back against the flow and hits it up inside and picks up the first down. What Manny wants off the menu right now is a nice about 6-minute drive to be able to take time off the clock and come away with the score. Amite up on the clock right now obviously wants to get them into some sort of third and long situation and make Manny again have to come up with one of those decisions, preferably having to throw the football.
Yeah, they've done a much better job defending the run here.
No doubt about it.
In the last 3 series. Even there, I mean,
right.
you're talking
Hats off to Amite for that.
Yeah, you're talking about 3, 5, and 3 to get the first down right there. Now they're going to run a little end around this time. Terrence Williams trying to get to the edge, can't get there. He's finally run out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Well, he's going to get talked to tomorrow about his coaches if they're still playing after tonight, that he's got to make a dig on that sweep right there. It's not out there on the buck sweep. You got to set up your guards kick and your backside guard seal right there, and he's out running his play side guard. He's trying to beat a speedy Amite defense out on the flank, and he's got a lot of speed, but he can't beat this defense, all right? So he's got to make that cut inside off the guard's kick-out block to be able to pick up valuable yardage. He just overran his cut.
From the 46, it's Landon Williams this time, out near midfield, stays on his feet, bounces it outside, still going. One man finally brings him down, but not before he gets the first down at the 41-yard line, and that was, I believe that was Gilmore that made the stop to save that right there.
Well, if Gilmore didn't make that stop, Landon Williams was going yard. For all you wing T connoisseurs out there, that was down G right there. Guard pulls, kicks out the end right there, and Landon Williams hits it right off tackle, but he keeps his legs going right there, and he's hard to bring down. And when he's out in open grass, he's hard to catch.
In Amite territory at the 41, there's that short toss once again, and it's well defended.
Well, that started with the offensive line right there. Number 77, the right offensive tackle, slipped while he was trying to make his block. That's Jaden Jones. He can get up. He's mad at himself. I can see it right now because he slipped out there. And, we walked out there on that field before the game, and the grass is kind of high.
It
right?
is. It's
and now with the night air coming in as it is here about 9:30 in the evening, you're going to get a little slipperiness to that high grass, and that offensive lineman just went right down right there, which allowed the Amite Warrior defense to converge the ball and make a tackle.
Terrence Williams gets maybe 3, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Right there, they run the buck sweep, and that's what I'm talking about. He didn't overrun his guard's cut right there, and he picks up what? Picks up about
3.
3 to 4 hard yards right there. But you keep pounding it like Novocaine right there. Sooner or later, it's going to pop open.
That's what he does. I mean, he's got his last 8 runs. Amite's done a nice job. 4-3-2, 3-1, 3-3, and 3. So they've kept him from popping the play. 3rd and 6, looking to pass. That is intercepted. That's Joseph Taylor on the interception. And 3rd and 6, they went play action, and Roan's pass was picked off by Joseph Taylor, and Amite has the football with 6:30 to play.
There's your waggle action right there. He's trying to hit the wide receiver that had run post corner, but it's way underthrown. Joe Taylor makes a diving catch for a huge turnover for Amite, who has right now all of the mojo going in their direction off of a big turnover right now.
No question about it.
Now I do not know if Amite has a 4-minute offense. Right?
Well, it's 6.5.
Right.
There's 6.5 to play, and you've got a 2-point lead.
They don't try to bleed any clock. They're gonna keep the pedal to the metal right here, and they're gonna do what they do best offensively.
Looking to bounce it outside, and they ran the football with Earl Jackson, and it was well defended that time by Isaac Davis, who has been outstanding tonight at his cornerback position. We have called his name several times this evening, Wade.
Isaac Davis sets up, sets the edge, plays off the block, and makes a nice tackle. That's textbook right there. Wrap up, bring him to the ground.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 at the 23, and it's imperative for Manny to get a 3 and out right here. Because remember, Wade, you talk about what Amite doesn't have. Manny probably doesn't have a 2-minute offense of any consequence to try and get down the field in a hurry.
None. Here comes a blitz.
They'll throw the little Short route to the sideline. It is caught by David Siders out there, the senior wide receiver. That will make it 3rd down and about 4 or 5. Let's see where they spot the football. Put it down at the 31-yard line, 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 on the out route right there. The thing he didn't have was a lot of yak all over him, yards after catch. All over him was the secondary from Manny to make sure that that didn't go anywhere after he caught the ball on the boundary.
Division I scores. Byrd has defeated John Curtis 14-13. Now 4th quarter, Catholic leads Brother Martin 35-31. Going to try and run the sweep to the far side, and it is stood up as they tried to get Batiste out on the perimeter, and he lost yardage, and it's 4th down and about 6.
That's going to bring up a punting situation for Amite. Great job by the Manny defense all over the sweep right there. You can see the white jerseys running to the ball. The motion right there, you could see the secondary running across the formation, but setting the edge out there was the Manny corner, who was, if I'm not mistaken, was Isaac Davis again coming up making a nice play.
So 3 and out for Amite and a big stop for Manny. High snap is handled, just got it away, and it's not a very good kick, and this will check up like one of Wade's 9-irons at the 41-yard line.
Absolutely. Put some backspin on that, baby. That thing checked up and bounced further into Amite territory, and it's going to give Manny great starting position with 4:48 left on the clock.
And now, with 4:48 to go, it's not like you're trying to go 70 or 80 yards. You're trying to go 40. They'll put it down at the 40-yard line.
We haven't seen the waggle keep by Roan.
No, Roan has not run the ball in the second half.
We have not seen that, where they had so much success, especially on long yardage situations in the first half.
Yeah, they've run it 21 times with the 2 Williams, but Roan has not kept the football. Once again, they'll give it away. Terrence Williams on the carry, fought hard to get back to the line of scrimmage and into the backfield that time. Well, it was Joe Taylor, but it was also Chris Cook from his defensive line position stepping up. 2nd and 10.
Great pursuit right there by everybody in purple. Taylor, like you said, Cook, like you said, getting off the blocks, coming up and making the play right there on Williams. This Amite defense has definitely stepped up their game against the running game of Manny in this second half. Manny is finding it extremely hard now to be able to pick up the needed yardage, and they've been in a lot of 2nd and 3rd and longs.
Back to throw, down the seam, caught, and a 1st down at the 20-yard line, and taking a hit and holding on that time was Cooper Miller, the tight end.
Cooper Miller does a nice job holding on to that thing as he runs a seam route off the play-action pass. They fake the belly right there. You can see Cadillac Williams steps up right there. Cadillac Roan, steps up right there and delivers the ball on the money to Cooper Miller. Nice pass, nice pickup. Manny is in gear right here with a nice 1st down there. The clock is now working in their favor with 2 timeouts.
From the 20. London Williams on the carry, gets it out to about the 17-yard line, give him 3.
Both teams now have got to make sure that they don't make a mistake right here. You know, I mean, the bottom line is you can't give up because of a penalty being a mistake, an extra play on offense, or some sort of critical issue offensively that is going to put you out of your opportunity to score here.
Roan with 2 Williamses behind him. This time it's Terrence. Looks to cut it up inside. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down. Put it down at about the 12.
Nice cut right there. Still haven't used any of their 2 timeouts that they have left. 2:33, 2:32. Clock's ticking down. Manny in no hurry right here.
When have you ever seen a game, Wade, where 2 running backs each have 25 carries?
Well, you know, Would it suffice to say that they complement each other?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. They're definitely different style backs. But they're both effective.
Here comes the house from Amite. Everybody's on the line.
Third down and about 1. Terrence Williams stays on his feet, takes a defender down on the ground with him, and he's down at the 1 yard line.
That quick hitter again right there. Manny's going to want to run that clock all the way down and make sure nothing is left on the clock for Amite, who can score it, in seconds.
I tell you, if you were confident in your field goal kicker, I might take 3 knees right here and just try to kick a field goal to win the game to make sure Amite doesn't touch it again.
Well,
it's a different strategy in high school football, though.
Right, that's a different strategy, no doubt about it.
We will tick below 90 seconds before this snap. Play clock down to 6. Quickly running a player on at the last minute. They don't have a timeout to use. Terrence Williams is in for the touchdown with 1:22 to play.
Well, that 122 right there doesn't really mean that much to Amite. Amite can score lickety-split, right? So in a lot of instances, what Manny could have done right there was run that clock all the way down and use the timeout, right? Run that thing again all the way down, use a timeout.
No, keep in mind, every touchdown drive tonight for Manny has been 109 or less, and there's 122 on the clock. Do you go for 2 here to try to make this a 6-point game? That's what the chart says, right?
Yes, you do. You do.
And they will.
6.
And they will.
They will. Again, everybody's up on the line of scrimmage for Amite.
London Williams will take it and be short.
He's short. They try to run the buck sweep, their go-to play, their money play. And Amite comes up big on a 2-point conversion with minute 22. Here's a good look at it on our replay right there. Doesn't even get near the goal line. With a minute 22 left, Amite definitely now has plenty enough time. The only problem, they don't have any timeouts, okay, to be able to march this ball down the field or score in one strike.
Well, he can do
and
that.
Take the lead. How fun has this game been with 2 contrasting styles of offense? But, my hat's off to the adjustments I think Amite has made in the second half to make Manny work a little bit harder running that football in order to score and go up on the clock or on the scoreboard.
So Amite poised to get the football back here with 1:22 to play. Looks like they're setting up for another squib of some kind. No, they'll kick it deep. How about this? And this will hit, and now finally picked up at about the 6-yard line and brought down a little bit past the 25-yard line. That was Sopsher on the return. And I think they just threw him a curveball right there, Wade. Perhaps they brought their better return men up in the formation and didn't want to squib it. Decided to go deep.
Well, Sopsher is no plod horse, right?
No slouch by any means.
No slouch, but they kick it deep. But how many times have you heard me say, if the ball's in the air, you got to catch the thing, right? That needed to be catched by Sopsher right there to be able to set up the return. And great coverage by Manny. And I don't think that was a very good decision on the kickoff return by Sopsher, who should have caught that football. Here we go. Minute 14, no timeouts.
So where are they spotting the football here? Let's see what's going on. Was there a penalty at the end of the play? We see the teams they're talking about this. I didn't see a flag come down, Wade.
Neither did I.
Unless it was on the near sideline where we couldn't see it. Now we get a hold. We get a hold against Amite, so that's going to back them up even further.
I did not see the flag.
So it's going to be marked off, and it's going to put Amite inside the 20-yard line, put it down at the 17 with 1:14 to play.
Again, where Amite starts doesn't matter for their offense, right?
Yeah, they could strike from any spot on the field. They could be at their own one. They could be at the Manny one. So they'll come out with 2 wide receivers to the top,
Manny,
2 men in tight at the bottom.
Manny does not change their defense.
Play action. Now the quarterback's on the run, and he's got room to run. Finally brought down at about the 40-yard line, a gain of 23. You talked about that with man-to-man. A lot of times that gives the quarterback room to run when they've run off all the defenders.
Well, you're going to see he gets pressured, and he just scoots out of there. Here comes the pressure right there. Again, he evades it. He's a fine athlete for his size, and he's got nice wheels right there, and he's finally brought down by Tackett Curtis.
At the 40, taking a shot downfield. Got a man, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Sopsher, and he's going to get a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct for arguing with the referee down there because he didn't get what he thought should have been a pass interference call, as you had Ty Singleton covering on the play.
Ty Singleton does a great job in his man coverage right there, not to draw the interference penalty. He does not contact Sopsher right there, and I don't know what Sopsher said, but he definitely drew unsportsmanlike with his antics at the end of the play. Here's our call.
It's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, so the play counts. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 25.
Thought it was great coverage out there by the Manny corner to be able to make sure he doesn't interfere.
Right.
Very well coached.
Right.
He runs past it with his
had his hands
in the air, so he did not make contact. He was not face guarded. He had his head turned back around. It was great coverage by the corner.
And that was Ty Singleton out there on the play.
Number 2, that's correct.
So they're going to back off some here now, and hang on, we've got
but that's
a
still
whistle.
That's still loose man.
Yeah.
That's still loose man coverage. They're not going to change what they do. They're just going to they're going to give up the short pass. They're just not going to make sure that they're going to get where somebody's going to run past them. It's cover 10 with number 4 Tackett in the middle of the field, Tackett Curtis. They're going to bring 6, 7 on the pressure to try to get some pressure on John Walker, which they have gotten pressure on all night, but that doesn't seem and has not hurt Walker at all.
While we wait, now we've got another sideline penalty of some kind. Do we have it? Wait, was there an ejection as well? I'm not sure what that was all about there. Was there an ejection? I don't know. I saw a thumb go in the air by the referee.
Maybe it was what Soffit said.
He's still in the game.
Said.
He's still in the game.
Don't know.
Okay. The second unsportsmanlike penalty. Now the long pass, that's going to be incomplete, and that was intended for Merity down at the 40-yard line.
On the coverage, Isaac Davis, who has had a great night, Lenny. He has had a great night from his corner position. And he's a senior, 6 foot, 159 pounds.
So apparently that was the second unsportsmanlike call on Sopsher. And if that's the case, 2 unsportsmanlikes means you are disqualified from the game.
That's correct. And it will also have bearing on if they should happen to win tonight next week.
Perhaps, yeah.
It will.
Play clock now inside 10. 39 to play in the game. There's your snap. A little quick pass out near side. Room to run. And still in bounds. He doesn't get out of bounds. And that was just a mental mistake right there. Batiste needed to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Amite does not have a timeout. It was well short of the first down.
That's just game awareness right there. He needed to know he needed to get out of bounds as soon as he can.
Clock now at 15. Ticking down to 12, 11. Now we've got a whistle. And Manny is going to use a timeout with 11 seconds remaining. So Jess Curtis wants to make sure his defense is right. Don't get in a scramble situation and give up a play. But what you did allow is for Amite to be able to reset things here on 3rd and 12 from the 38-yard line with 11. Or check it, it's 4th and 12 from the 38 with 11 seconds to play.
There was another look of Baptiste not getting out of bounds right there. He needed to have a little bit more game awareness, make sure he got out of bounds, but also credit Manny to trying to keep him from getting out of bounds.
You could see him down inbounds, you could see him hold him up, not letting him get to the sideline.
That's game awareness. Those are things that you teach players and that they learn about the game. So Jess Curtis making sure he's going over with his guys what needs to happen on this final play. So right here, or maybe not final play, but hopefully he's thinking final play.
The Manny defense trying to get the fans on the far side fired up. Let's see how they play this here. They're playing a little further off of things, and you're gonna see Amite line up with 3 receivers to the bottom.
Well, that's it. Their alignment's poor right there. They need to offset themselves so they don't get banged up.
They've also got Art in the backfield. May have to watch for the old hook and ladder here. No, they're going to throw a double pass, and that is going to be intercepted, and that may be your ball game. We got a flag that came in. Perhaps there's interference here. I don't know. Let's see what this is all about.
I think we got interference on number 10, Trent Williams from Manny. So now if that is interference, they're going to erase the interception, and they're going to mark off 10 yards from the previous spot. Let's see if we can see the interference on our right there. If you saw it right there at the end, a hand from Trent Williams looks like it got around the intended receiver. So they're going to bring that all the way back. They're going to mark off 10 from the previous spot. Will that give them a first down?
No, it won't. But it doesn't matter because there's 2 seconds remaining and there's 1 play left.
Right. So if they don't get
it's pass interference, not holding. So that's going to be a first down because that'll be 15.
That's 15. I'm sorry, that 15, not 10.
But again, at this point, the down is moot.
So here we go. It's first down. This should be the last play of our game right here.
And you could certainly think that John Walker can let one fly and reach the end zone from here. We will see. From the 47, he's got 1 receiver to the top. He's got Art in the backfield, and he's got 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen.
Man coverage with Curtis deep.
Walker, there's the horn. He lets one fly into the end zone. It is. Did I see a call? No, I believe it's incomplete, not in the end zone. It looked like Merity might have come up with the football, but it was out of the back of the end zone, and you see the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat as Manny celebrates on their side, and you see some despondent Amite players who have left it all out here on the field tonight against the number 1 seed, coming up just short. The final score, Manny 34, Amite 30. Perhaps we can get another look at that final play, Wade.
Great arm right there thrown. I tell you what, the ball hung up in the air for a long time, and you saw a bunch of the Amite receivers getting there, and you can see great protection. And you can see Merity right there tracking it down, also with Curtis, and Curtis knocks it away at the last second, and you can see the despair as the Amite players are laying there on the ground after the end of the last play of the game.
Well, we knew this would be a contrast in styles. We knew this had the ability to be an outstanding football game between 2 teams who have been there and done that in the state playoffs, and it was everything and then some tonight, Wade.
Well, it was 2 different styles, which we said coming in, but it was 2 styles that really allowed you to look at good football, right? So one is going to, like we said, is going to be the Cadillac, is going to kind of ground it out, but get to where they want it to be in the end, and the other one is going to be the Lamborghini that can get there in a second. Both styles work. Both styles work for their schools and have gotten them deep into the playoffs. Just a great football game. Adjustments made and well executed by both teams when they needed to make adjustments. We saw great high school football here tonight.
No doubt about it. Wade, our thanks to you. Our thanks to Matt Merritt and Albert Garrett who helped us bring it to you this evening. And thank you for joining us tonight. We will have more high school playoff semifinal football next week. Visit CrescentCitySports.com for the days and the times on when we will be back with you with some semifinal action where we will send one team to Natchitoches. Some teams punching their tickets tonight on the select side. Stay with our All-State Sugar Bowl scoreboard at CrescentCitySports.com as all the finals start to come in because it has been a wild night in high school football in Louisiana. For Wade Kaiser and our entire Crescent City Sports production team, I'm Lenny Van Gilder saying so long from Amite. Once again, your final score, Manny 34, Amite 30. Until next week, so long, everybody.